Hello and welcome to the 1v1 show where we tell you guys the latest in pop culture news. Today we have a variety of topics such as anime, Nintendo news, and so much more. I'm Hyphy and you can call me Mikey, but taking over my hosting duties every week here at the 1v1 show is Gio Huey Flo, who will explain to you what we do here and introduce our guest host. What up, Gio?
What up, Mikey? Anyways, for those of you who are first time here at the 1v1 show, let me break it down for you. Welcome. This is a place where we talk about nerd culture, pop culture, mainstream, and the niche. We cover everything here. We cast a wide net here at the 1v1 show. And the way the show breaks down is that we cover kind of the week's news. So we start off with the subtopics. right? The subtopics are basically the quick hits, the how do I say? It's kind of the smaller stories throughout the week. Me and whoever our guest host is every week, we talk about what it is, we give you the info, our quick opinions, and then we move on. Afterwards, we go into our main topics where we have one, two, three, or maybe even four main topics where we go into the deeper dives, the bigger long form discussions, where we can get a little bit more, there's a little bit more meat on the bone for the story so we can sink our teeth a little bit deeper. Now, if someone could do the 1v1 show command in the chat, there you can check out our socials where you'll see our Twitter, our Instagram, and our Patreon. And if you like what we do here, if you want to throw us a few bucks, check out our Patreon where you can pretty much look at the different tiers where you have different perks. If you want to support us, help us keep the lights on. If you don't have a few bucks you can throw our way, it's all good. I know that times are hard and, we live in a society where things are just difficult. And I'm not going to go on that rant right now. But we appreciate your support. Please be sure to just keep tuning in, type up in the chat. We appreciate you being here with us. That being said, we have a good show for y'all. Let me introduce our guest host for the week, and it would be Mikey. If you could bring him in, it would be BTG Play, aka Nesto. What's up, dog?
What up? How's it going?
Chilling, man. It's I'm excited to have you on the show because we've known each other for what, about 2 years now?
Yeah, around 2 years. Yeah, around there. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. Holy shit! Yeah, it's been a while. That's crazy because I think I met you. Want to say 20 or like because we met through a mutual friend's Twitch, not Twitch, through their a Discord server, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Like,
we just hit it off and
we just started talking shit to each other and it was cool.
yeah, basically like it started off. We met in the Discord and then I started watching your streams and I just started talking shit to you in the streams and it's pretty much how it goes. That's how I make that's basically how I make most of my friendships, to be honest. Like I start off, I meet someone, and then I just start talking shit. If Mikey could probably chime in and agree.
Yeah,
but
his first words ever to me. Hold on. His first words ever to me was "F you." I was like, okay. It was because I happened to see Olivia Munn while she was filming Attack of the Show, which, by the way, is coming back.
It's coming back.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get started with today's show. Let's start off with the first topic. Now, the first topic of the day. Oh, hold on. Let me scroll. Let me get to it. Wait, why am I on that one? I'm on your topics. Where's my topics? Oh, here we go. All right. So, first topic of the day is I Love Lucy. We are getting a movie. I'm actually excited for this. I grew up watching I Love Lucy. I remember all the episodes. My favorite, or the one that stands out to me, is the one where Lucy and Ethel are working in the chocolate factory. And then it suddenly gets harder and harder, and you see the machine spinning, and they can't keep up. Hilarious slapstick comedy. I love Lucy, and she's getting. They're making a movie about her, and they dropped its full length trailer. It is called Being the Ricardos. Now, it explores the marital troubles of the real life couple behind the titular sitcom pair, played with Lucy being played by Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem being Desi Arnaz. And it also alludes to Lucille Ball's investigation by the FBI. If you're aware, during the era of Joseph McCarthy, basically taking people to task and grilling them to see if they were communists, it was basically a witch hunt. I can't speak today. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm excited for this with just the fact that I grew up watching this show, and I'm excited to see how they make this movie. Also, Aaron Sorkin is writing and directing this, who is known for The West Wing, and I haven't really watched anything that was written by Aaron Sorkin, but I've heard a lot of good things about him.
You see Social Network?
I haven't seen Social Network.
What? I thought you were starting pictures.
I didn't go with you that day.
Is that the Facebook movie?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Facebook movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So, anyways, so what about you, Nestor? Did you watch I Love Lucy as a kid or growing up?
I mean, I checked it out like probably because my family was watching it. It's just like, it's just one of those older shows that you just put on, like that just comes on TV, so they like are used to it. But I didn't really get super into it, so like I have bits and pieces. But this sounds kind of like it's like not just trying to recreate the show. It sounds like a little bit like a better narrative, I guess. So it sounds interesting, just from your like the synopsis of the story. But yeah, I wasn't really a huge fan, but it just sounds interesting. So
Yeah. I what I like about it is that it's not going to pretty much portray these two as, because when we usually have like a biography, or when it's made during when people who are involved with the people who they're making the movie about, they try to clean it up a little bit. This doesn't sound like they're trying to clean it up. Like, it actually says like, yo, these two had problems with their marriage, and also there was a lot of drama going on with Lucille Ball, where especially during this era that communism was seen as such a like, ooh, big scary boogeyman, that they're going after her because she signed up for some club, or not club, so communist party like thing, because her dad asked her to. But yeah, I'm excited for this.
nice.
It's and I think, how do I say this? Like, I think it's always interesting, me being someone who really loves history and U.S. history, when we kind of look at kind of the underbelly of the United States politics, and how it affects kind of everything in our lives, especially media like TV, movies, video games, whatever, and how the kind of the shadiness of how the politics bleeds into that. So
Yeah,
I'm excited for this.
yeah.
But all that being said, also in the cast, J.K. Simmons, who I think is a fantastic actor. Like, I think my friend brought this up the other day. He said J.K. Simmons used to be the dude that was, I think he was a psychiatrist on Law and Order, and now he's out here, getting like Oscar award winning performances. So, he's
Yeah.
also why am I blanking on the name? Spider-Man. J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going from pictures of Spider-Man to pictures of I Love Lucy, so I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, J.K. Simmons is just great in pretty much everything. He played all types of characters. He also just has like a presence on screen. You just immediately like when he starts talking, you're like, okay, this guy's like knows how to bring the character to life, or he just knows how to make an impression on you. So immediately when you hear his voice, you're like, oh, because that's how I felt when I watched Invincible, because he's Omni Man, and so
He is Omni-Man.
yeah. So
Have you watched Whiplash?
no, I haven't watched the movie. I just seen clips though, and I've seen the clips with him, and it's insane every time I watch it. It's
Like,
like
not
crazy.
my tempo. And
Yeah,
you just see him throw that fucking symbol, like.
yeah, insane.
uh,
So
anyway,
good. Mhm.
we're going from we're going. I Love Lucy, that millions of people watch, but now that normal TV is pretty much dead, what millions of people watch now is YouTube. And what's going on with that?
Alright, so we're going to talk about something that people may dislike or like, but it's actually like focusing mostly on dislike. We're talking about how YouTube is basically taking away the dislike button. So here we go. YouTube is making some changes to its platform in an effort to protect creators by hiding dislike counts on videos. On Wednesday, the video sharing service began rolling out a new feature that keeps the counts private and only viewable to the person who uploaded the video. The actual dislike button, however, will remain, and viewers can still dislike a video to tune their personal recommendations. But the updated features was sparked by an experiment YouTube conducted earlier this year to see whether changes to the dislike button could help protect content creators from harassment and dislike attacks, where viewers purposely dislike a video to drive up the count, so like dislike bombing. Researchers at the site found that the dislike button or dislike count is hidden. When it's hidden, viewers were less likely to target a video dislike button to drive up the count. And so, yeah, but you can still find it in your YouTube studies. So what do you think about this, Hugh? What do you think?
I don't know, man. Me being kind of a little bit of the troll that I am, sometimes I feel like some things deserve to be ratioed, like Nintendo Switch Online being trash and stuff like that. But I'm also anti-bullying at the same time, where sometimes I think this is good in the fact that content creators are still able to see what the kind of the ratio and what people dislike, but it doesn't show the public that. And I think there is kind of something psychological in our brain to where if we see like numbers, it makes us pay attention to it more instead of the actual like content. So I
Mhm.
think a lot of people, they go to stuff that they just assume they don't like or they heard about and they don't like, and they just, they dislike it, and that really doesn't mean that doesn't produce genuine engagement. It's
Yeah.
just kind of, people being mad or people being, you know, trolly about something. So I think it's a good move all in all, especially the fact that content creators can still see what it is, so they can still get that genuine engagement.
Yeah.
So I'm not too mad at this. What about you? I mean, you're more of a YouTube presence than I am, and you
Yeah.
actually like run a channel. So what do you think about this?
So yeah, like I mean, so coming as a YouTube creator and YouTube content maker, YouTube content video maker, but yeah, like the dislike button is like pretty powerful, just like in the mindset of being creator. Because when you see dislike, like any like level of dislike on your video, you're like, did I do something wrong? Do I need to change it up? You feel kind of just, even if it's one or two, you feel like what's going on. And then especially if it starts increasing and then like it's like they're the same, but like it's weird because like it gives you variance and explains like if like from coming from the positive side, it lets you understand like if this content is like half and half, like polarizing, or if like it there's like an issue with it. When you don't have a dislike button, you don't really know, like everything could just be good, there's no like kind of like control is like in scientists experiments and terminology. But yeah, like it'll be interesting to see how this goes. It does prevent from like review bombing like we've seen like with games and movies and all that stuff, where you just people just when they're pissed off about something, just smash the dislike button. They're like, I don't like it. Everyone needs to not like it as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So, but I'm kind of like I'll weather the storm or see how it goes. But yeah, we'll have to see how this works out. But who knows? YouTube is like very flip flop, so they might just put it back the next week after realizing something.
Yeah,
So
I think it's interesting, and I think this is strictly also as far as maybe worldwide, but I think especially here in America, where it seems like anything that has to deal with numbers, we treat it like a sport, to where it's like, oh, we want this video to perform better than that video, so we're just gonna like this and dislike all of the other ones. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think just the goal is that don't that YouTube's trying to go for is that they don't want to create these witch hunts or these mobs, and people have this mob mentality like, let's all go to this video and dislike it, to where because you can't tell the numbers, therefore you don't get that. People who do these kind of mob like witch hunts and trolling stuff, like they don't get that satisfaction of seeing the numbers of the dislikes go up. So I ain't mad at it.
yeah, okay, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Kind of like indifferent until we see things and see how it goes. Cool. All right. So I think this is the part where I segue into something you need to talk about. So
Yeah.
let's talk about something you love, because I know you love and don't dislike Persona. Let's go.
Let's go, Persona. Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, all pretty much two of the flagship RPGs created by Atlas, and the latest in Shin Megami Tensei 5 is finally here, and fans are excited. It's getting pretty good reviews, actually. Let me read a few clips from a couple websites. Silicon Era basically described Shin Megami Tensei 5 as an incredible, memorable experience with some extraordinary things, both in terms of gameplay and story. But here's the thing. Here is what all kind of like the big Shin Megami Tensei fans are kind of freaking out about now. It would be IGN's story, where they said, "Here, let me give you a quote." Right? Because even though Shin Megami Tensei 5 got an 8 out of 10, which on IGN scale means it's a great game, it says here, let me give you the full paragraph. It says, with extensive and satisfying party customization, excellent combat, and challenging enemies, Shin Megami Tensei 5 never left me feeling bored or burned out across its epic length. Exploration platforming sections lend some much needed variety when you're fighting so many battles in a row, I just couldn't shake the feeling that this was Persona without the heart, without the incredible companion characters, the potent personal story, the incredible soundtrack, and the jaw-dropping twists and turns. Still, if you're looking for a meaty, demanding, endlessly deep, and overall outstanding JRPG to sink your teeth into, Shin Megami Tensei 5 was heaping portions of it. So that's a big, meaty paragraph, right? Of basically, they're giving praise to the game, but what Shin Megami Tensei fans are latching onto is that one little part in the middle that says this is Persona without the heart, and they're just kind of mad about it. And me being a fan of both Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, I understand that both games, are very different. Shin Megami Tensei is more of a hardcore, battle. It doesn't have kind of the, let's gather our friends and save the world. Like, this is a much darker game that doesn't have the social elements or the companion characters, because that's not what this game is trying to accomplish. Yeah. But for people who don't play these games, they might need that Persona 5 reference, because Persona 5 is a lot more popular. And, we're going back to kind of that us versus them team mentality of kind of video game fans. It's like people who are fans of the original series, because Persona was a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, are looking at it like why are people going for that game and not ours? Stop comparing it. Well, it's kind of hard not to compare it, because they are still gameplay-wise very similar games, right? Yeah. So I don't know. Like, I'm sure because me and you were both kind of ingrained as far as the video game landscape and seeing what is popular and stuff like that. So, this is not an uncommon story.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing though. It's like they're like two different products. Like Persona, Shin Megami Tensei. That's a hard name to say, like constantly. Okay, Shin Megami Tensei is like its own thing. Yeah, SMT. Oh yeah, that's better. But I think that's what makes them good. Is like because like the main thing for me is like Persona. I don't really want to jump into it because it has that companion aspect where you have to meet relationships and it's like a dating sim. But Shin Megami Tensei is like take that out and just keep the battles. So like I would probably prefer Shin Megami Tensei to Persona because I don't have that. So it's like best of both worlds. So I get the complaints, but also it's like two different things. So it's like it's like apples and oranges kind of thing going on.
And at the end of the day, what I think most people who are fans of a series don't understand that. Like, when big corporations like IGN or GameSpot or whoever make these reviews, it's not like, okay, this is IGN's review, but it's still a single person making the review. It is still that person's opinion. So you're not going to expect everyone who's going to review that game to be, oh, I'm a Shin Megami Tensei Mega 10 fan, and I've played all the games, and I've played the spin-offs and the original series, and I'm well-versed in everything. Because a lot of the people who are going to play this game are going to have Persona 5 as their jumping off point into, like, Atlas RPGs. So,
yeah,
get over it, nerds, basically. Like, the person who reviewed this still gave the game an 8 out of 10. Like, stop, go, go cry to your mama. Get out of here. I'm tired of this. Anyways, it's a very niche fan base that is really into the Mega 10. And I think I want to say Souls, even though it's a little bit more mainstream, it's still a little niche to where you get a bunch of copycat inspired by games. And this next one, and I'm not trying to be, dismissive of it, but it actually does look really exciting. Why don't you tell us about the Lies of P?
Lies of P. All right, so we're gonna jump into it. I'm just gonna preface this by saying I'm a huge Souls fan. I love Bloodborne, all those series. So this looks amazing to me. I'm ready for this. If I'm not getting Bloodborne 2, this looks the next best thing. So we go into basically a little bit of the story of how this came to be. So as we learned back in August, Pinocchio is Dark Souls now apparently in this game. Now, developer Round 8 has given us a better glimpse of what that means with the first gameplay trailer for Lies of P, in what can only be described as Pinocchio Bloodborne. Lies of P puts you in the shoes of Geppetto's stringless wooden lad. The From Software flavor is evident from the jump with booming choirs, blade cleavers, and grand gothic streets. It's a competent riff on the Souls aesthetic too, and probably one of the closest things we'll see to a PC port of Bloodborne, other than an incredible PS1 style remake that's being made right now. Despite the Bloodborne inspirations, Lies of P definitely brings a bit of its own flavor to the table. Monsters move in an unnervingly mechanical way, chopping up bodies with soulless efficiency, summing around on broken servos. It's creepy stuff. I'm assuming you haven't been desensitized by a decade of Five Nights at Freddy's. So I'm excited for this. I mean, I'm just like,
Same.
I'm just, oh my god! Like I saw the trailer and I was like, dude, this is what I need. This is what I want. I love that gothic vibe, kind of like mid horror kind of thing. And then the combat, it looks kind of out of Bloodborne, pretty much like the same thing. So I mean, this is right up my alley. What do you think?
See, I've never played Bloodborne. I've been wanting to give it a try because I do like the horror and the Lovecraftian mythology behind it. But what really interests me in this is kind of the Grimm's brother Pinocchio twist on it, because I think I very much enjoy when they do that, where they take the fairy tales,
Yeah.
and they kind of give it a more darker edge. They take it away from the Disneyfication of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you remember American McGee's Alice.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that.
Love that game. I love that game. I love the sequel, even though they're not like 10 out of 10 games. They're not perfect games.
Mm-hmm.
I still really much enjoy the idea and the concept behind it. So to take kind of Pinocchio, which have you read the original, or have you looked at the original Pinocchio stories?
No, but I know like usually the original stories are really dark and much darker than anything Disney puts out. So
Yo,
I know that.
spoilers, like Pinocchio in the original book, Pinocchio kills Jiminy Cricket.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, no, yeah. He kills Jiminy Cricket, and then the ghost of Jiminy Cricket is the one that follows Pinocchio. So the original intention of Pinocchio is the author hates kids. So he made Pinocchio as much of a jerk as he possibly could. So that's kind of the original story of Pinocchio, that children are kind of jerks. And that's why he wrote it to like scare kids. I remember I went to Disneyland and I was talking to my friend. We were in line for the Pinocchio ride and I was telling him this, and this like mother of two, like who was in front of us, just looked back and glared at me so hard.
That's good.
Oh no. I was like, it's not like I was cussing or anything. I was just saying like the original author of Pinocchio hates kids. So I don't think that was that bad.
That's funny because the irony is just how Pinocchio shot off to like be a kids movie and like everyone's supposed to love it. So that's good. Oh my god, man,
Yeah.
what did kids do to him? Like to make him hate so much, he had to make a book about it.
But yeah, no, because the video they show is just alpha gameplay footage, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah,
And,
like yeah, go ahead.
I'm assuming this is going to be a PC only game.
Mhm.
Maybe it'll come to next or current gen consoles. But this studio kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know what else they've done, and I think I looked into it, and it's nothing that I've heard of.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like we've been seeing in a lot of those kind of games where just like studio comes out of nowhere and they bring that. What was that one? The game with the Monkey King. That game came out
Yeah.
of nowhere, and people were like insane about that.
I know that was a China-based studio. I wonder if this one is also made by a China-based studio, or I know there was another one besides the Monkey King one that was from a South Korean studio. So a lot of these studios are coming out of Asia and just putting out these fantastic trailers. Like, is
Yeah.
it going to be, incredible like when it comes out? We don't know, but all I know is the trailer looks amazing and I'm hyped for it.
Yeah, it looks awesome. So yeah, probably gonna try it when it comes out. So, but speaking about things that could be incredible, what do you think about the One Piece live action series that's coming out?
Yo, okay, so everyone who knows me knows that I am a One Piece fanatic. It is my favorite manga. I have been reading it since I was 13, and it's still not done. So, when news came around that One Piece was going to get a live action treatment from Netflix, I was like, Oh, dog, I don't know. They kind of messed up a lot of other series before. And we finally got the reveal of the first 5 main characters, because those of you who watch One Piece know that as the story progresses, we get more and more members of the Straw Hat crew, which is the pirate crew that we follow throughout the whole series. So here is the list of the actors who are playing. We have Inaki Godoy, who was in Go Youth and Who Killed Sarah, who's playing Monkey D. Luffy. Makenyu, who is in Rurouni Kenshin Final Chapter and Pacific Rim Uprising, playing Roronoa Zoro. Emily Rudd, who was in film Fear Street and Hunters, playing Nami. Actor Jacob Romero Gibson, who was in Greenleaf and All Rise, playing Usopp. And Taz Skylar, who was in Boiling Point and Villain, playing Sanji. So, those of you who don't know what One Piece is, it's basically the journey of Monkey D. Luffy, who embarks on a journey to become the king of the pirates and find the celebrated One Piece treasure that the former pirate king Gold D. Roger left behind, saying that he has left all of his treasure in One Piece. So the show was ordered for 10 episodes in Netflix back in January, and now it's finally coming to fruition. Nesto, I know you don't watch One Piece because I've been telling you to read it or watch it for like 2 years now, and you still won't do it. Even though we had a global pandemic where a lot of us had a lot more free time than ever. Whatever. But I'm excited for this. I don't actually hate this cast.
Yeah. Probably never gonna get into One Piece because it's too damn long.
It's not too long.
It's too long.
Oh my god.
You
But-
how many episodes?
1,000?
Yeah.
Just
That's hella long.
It's too damn long.
there's
Okay.
more episodes of Sesame Street, all right? And we still watch that.
Oh
Kids
my
are not
God.
caught up on Sesame Street. They never will be.
True. So, but speaking about the cast and the live action, I'm just curious to see how they're gonna do this because, One Piece is what you just said. It's so long. So how do you adapt it into any kind of format and take like an arc? Some of the arcs are super long, and so how do you format it into a TV show? So that's going to be interesting. And the cast looks good. The only one I'm familiar with is pretty much the guy who's playing Roronoa Zoro because he played in the Kenshin movie, which I loved. And he actually he does his own stunts. Like they all do their own stunts in that. So he's good with swordplay. So it makes perfect sense. So,
It's interesting because also before even like years ago, Eiichiro Oda, who is probably the best writer of all time, he takes lore and world building to a level that George R.R. Martin wishes he could. That being said, during kind of when he puts out the chapters on Shonen Jump, they'll actually have something called an SBS with Oda where people will write in questions and ask him. And they asked him, like, if all the One Piece characters, what nationalities would they be? And I think it's interesting that Monkey D. Luffy, he said he would be Brazilian, and they got a Brazilian actor to play him. So one thing about this show that has me hopeful is that Eiichiro Oda is pretty much behind it, giving his stamp of approval throughout the whole process, from the writing to the casting to the directing. He is watching everything and making sure that it is approved. So I have a lot of hope for this series that it's actually going to be good.
yeah.
And also I watched a video. There's a couple of YouTubers that I watch, like One Piece YouTubers. This guy Rogers Base, he did an interview with the head writer for One Piece, and the dude is a fan. He's not just some guy who's like, okay, I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna adapt it. Like, the dude is a fan of the show and he understands it. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. This doesn't look like a cash grab as far as kind of the process behind they're making it. Like, they legit want to make it. One thing I'm wondering though is how are they gonna make the rubber powers work? Are they gonna do CG? Are they gonna do practical effects? How is that gonna work?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and we've seen like really crappy CGI and everything. So, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
What if they completely change the tone of the show, like how they did with Cowboy Bebop?
I don't know. Like, that would be I mean, I guess we've got to wait for a trailer to see. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you, because essentially One Piece is just kind of a adventure. It's weird because One Piece goes from like an adventure book to like, oh, we're exploring new islands to like more of like political Game of Thrones type stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. I'll wait for a trailer. But as far as of right now, I'm not mad at this cast. I think they did a pretty good job. So we go from one anime that I love that Nesto will never watch to an anime that Nesto loves that I will never watch. What's up with JoJo?
JoJo. I'm a huge fan of JoJo. I am a JoJo fanatic. I will get everyone into the cult of JoJo if I can. So let's start it off with talking about the new series that's coming out on Netflix. It's an exclusive on there, which is cool. Netflix has just revealed that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, the 6th part in the series, will be released soon, following a trailer that showed the series' first female character, Jolene Cujo. Netflix has taken to Twitter to announce that Stone Ocean will premiere in December 1st. The debut will see all first 12 episodes releasing at once, involving the main character, Jolene Cujo, as she finds herself in prison for a crime she did not commit. This all takes place 10 years after Golden Wind, which is the 5th part of the series. So if you don't know what JoJo is, I'm just going to a spiel. It's about wildness, it's about craziness, it's about weird. It's very bizarre. That's why it has the title in it. And so it's basically a family lineage. That's where we talk about who each character, and how they're trying to stop paranormal or extreme events in the world using their powers, and also going through some weird situations. It's great. So what do you think of this, Yui?
So actually, it's funny because Nice Samantha in the chat just said JoJo is something to where every time I see something about JoJo, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I see something else about JoJo. I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore, because I was hanging out with Nice Samantha, and they showed me an episode, like a couple episodes of JoJo, and I'm like, okay, I was kind of getting into it, and then she went on YouTube and showed me the cherry scene, and I was like, what is this? I don't want to watch it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so ridiculous, because like One Piece is absurd and ridiculous, but JoJo is like a different kind of ridiculous that I can't take it. Oh my goodness, that show is it's a lot.
Yeah,
and I remember trying to watch part 1, and I just couldn't get into it. But then people were telling me like, oh, part 1, it gets better, blah blah blah. Yeah. Some people have told me like to skip part 1 and go into part 2.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, like part 1, like just going like a quick kind of rundown. Part 1 is very vanilla and you've seen the same trope and seen everything. It's very basic. But then you go into part 2 and it keeps escalating. So you have to have like part 1 as a frame of reference. That's why people tell you to watch it usually. And then as you go further, it gets more crazy and you get more interested and invested. There's also, I've seen someone start at part 4 and work your back, which was really weird to me, but they worked out that way. It's almost like just find the one you want and then look into it, because it's kind of like you'll get interested in how the story comes together. But this one, I'm excited because this is just like more JoJo, as like more JoJo is good, and also just having first female character in it is cool, because most of all the main characters in JoJo are just men, and so it's like a new, fresh outlook on what's going on. And it also shows that the guy who made it, Hirohiko Araki, this is like his development of making sure like everyone's included in different like points of view instead of making it just from a specific point of view. So I'm insanely interested in it, and it's like I'm hyped. The only thing I'm kind of weird about is the episode 12, like dropping 12 episodes of an anime all at once. That's so foreign to me. Like that's not a usual thing. What do you think about that?
That is weird. And I think I kind of like it, to be honest. I'm a bit of a binger when it comes to anime. Like I will wait until there's a few episodes out, and then I'll start watching, because I hate the cliffhanger. I hate the waiting, like one episode a week, and I'm just like, I want to know more. So I kind of like this. What I don't like is essentially what Netflix does, and I think they did this with Shaman King, is if the episode's released in Japan, they'll hold it here in America until like the season is over in Japan, and they'll just kind of drop it, which is I can see how that would be annoying.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, so
I mean, I could tell you already that Jolene is my favorite JoJo character.
why is that? Why is that?
It's the waifu, duh.
God damn it, you and your waifus.
They call me King Wife. I'm Mr. Steal Your Waifu. That's my name. In fact, next week I'm gonna have Mikey, instead of saying Geo, is gonna say Mr. Steal Your Waifu at the bottom.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, Zombie Bait in the chat says Express VPN can get around those Netflix gatekeeping. Yeah, no, there is that option. Like VPNs, I use a VPN, and they are very helpful. Nice Samantha says, Lisa is Geo waifu. Who is Lisa? Nesto, who is Lisa?
Lisa.
Is she my waifu?
She's waifu material. She's one of my waifus.
Oh.
Lisa is baller.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into this more.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
All right. So, okay, talking about JoJo. What's the next one up for you? Looking at this doc. Trying to jump. Okay. So, all right, we're still going with some anime, but anime into video games too, because it's Pokemon. What do you got to talk about stuff in the Pokemon world?
Oh, are you playing? Do you play Pokemon?
I have not played anything after Blue.
Damn, it's been a while for you then.
Yeah.
I remember I played up to Gold and Silver. And then I fell off Pokemon for a long time. And then I picked up Sun and Moon, and I generally enjoyed it. And so then I played Sword and Shield. And I don't know how I feel about this new one. I might go back to it depending on my backlog, but it's not super high on my priority list. But as you know, and as I know, and as our audience knows, there is an audience out there, a loud, older audience for Pokemon. And here's the thing. A couple things have happened Pokemon-wise this week. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, who are remakes of the 4th gen, I believe. The game has originally been leaked out into the wild, with a couple fans getting basically early copies. Now, what these fans are noticing is that this game, the game has will leak screenshots and videos. There's music missing, whole not screenshots, cutscenes. I'm sorry. There's cutscenes missing, and also for those who are leaked, there are a previously unannounced Gen 4 content that is going to be in this game. Now, here's the thing. People are basically mad that a game that needs a day one patch is going to get a day one patch. Now, I know, how do I say this? It's a very thin line, Nesto, and what is your opinion on like day one patches? Do you think it's the developers like trying to fight crunch? Is this something that we should try to avoid unless it's like a last minute bug? Or does it give developers a way out to basically release an unfinished game and then fix it later?
So it depends on like how bad or what it's like how bad the game is in state. Like, so if it's like a day one patch of like fixing a few things that they like, just need to cover up because they forgot to do it, that makes sense because you can do that. If it's like literally patching like the whole game, like half the game because of all these other bugs, then there's an issue there because then you know that they didn't release it in a finished state or a state that could be like perfectly good to play and for everyone. So it's kind of like you get into a Cyberpunk 2077 route where you might end up being like the game's like horrible and still needs fixes. And so that's how I feel about it. It depends on the scale of what actually is being patched. Then that's how it goes.
Yeah. And the thing with this game is, one, it's not Game Freak making it. It's some other smaller studio. And really with Pokemon, I think it continues to sell so well and it sells to kids, so we won't have the same issue that it has with like something like an Assassin's Creed, to where if you remember they were releasing one every year, but then there was like a fatigue about it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a Pokemon fatigue, because even if people get sick of it or get tired of it, there's always going to be some new 7-year-old who loves Pokemon. I mean, it's the most successful, popular franchise in the world.
Yeah,
everyone knows Pokemon. I think it's surpassed like everything else. Like it's surpassed Disney, Minecraft, whatever. Like Pokemon is number one. And the thing is, even if there is Pokemon fatigue, you know, even though fans are going to be yelling and yelling, like we want this, we want that, what reason financially does the Pokemon company have to really listen to those demands? And you can see also in the news story is that the Pokemon companies basically said, we hear what you're saying. They're saying we understand that you want more mature games, you want this, you want that. The problem is that we try to make the core games accessible to everyone because we want these games to be accessible for kids. So even though you want more mature games, we're not really going to give it to you. Which to be honest, why should they? If you want more mature Pokemon stuff, I mean, they are putting it out as far as not in the anime, but they do have certain like web series which tells them more mature stories. And Pokemon Legends Arceus does look like the kind of open world Pokemon game that as adults that we wanted. So they're getting there little by little. But you know, what incentive do they have financially to ever really listen to fans as long as kids are still buying it over and over again?
The good old Nintendo special.
The good old Nintendo. Love it. You know, Nintendo always listens to their fans. You know.
A fun fact
Anyway.
about Pokemon. You're right, Gio, that Pokemon is the most successful media franchise of all time, followed by Hello Kitty at number 2, Winnie the Pooh at number 3, Mickey Mouse and Friends at number 4, and Star Wars at number 5.
Wait, Winnie the Pooh is more popular than Mickey Mouse?
Yeah,
Huh.
and Star Wars.
What? What?
It is worth $80.3 billion because of retail sales.
What? This is blowing my mind. I didn't know Winnie the Pooh had the bag like that.
Yeah, and he's banned in China, and he's still popular.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yo, you know you have the bag when you are banned from one of the most populous countries in the world and still are like number 3. That's crazy.
You can't stop the poo.
You can't stop the poo. You're right. You're right.
Oh,
Anyways,
okay.
going from one Nintendo story to another, we're getting a brand new Christmas movie with a video game twist. Nesta, tell me about what Neil Patrick Harris is starring in.
Okay, so we're going into back in the day. This is a movie coming out. It's called 8-Bit Christmas, and we're going to jump into the story. So in the late 1980s, the late 1980s, the ultimate Christmas gift was a Nintendo Entertainment System. At least that's what the trailer for HBO Max's upcoming holiday movie, 8-Bit Christmas, will have you believe, based on the book of the same name by Kevin Jakubowski. That name is crazy to me. 8-Bit Christmas takes place in an idyllic Chicago suburb in the 80s and centers around one young boy named Jake Doyle and his quest for that elusive Nintendo. The trailer sees an adult Jake Doyle, played by How I Met Your Mother Neil Patrick Harris, telling his daughter about that one unforgettable Christmas, and the lengths he and his friends went to in order to get their hands on the video game console. The movie slides back and forth between the present-day narration and the late 80s, as Jake relates to the epic tale with some larger-than-life details. So, I've seen a little bit of the trailer, but, what do you think about this?
Well, let me read off some comments. First, Chill382 in the chat says, I watched the trailer, but I have no idea what it was about after watching it. And then Nice Samantha follows up saying, you bet Chris Pratt voices Neil Patrick Harris in the movie. I'm actually excited for this. And I think it's because Mikey, you described it as what? Jingle All the Way, but with Nintendo. And I'm in. If that's what it is, I'm in for this. Like just some good 80s like classic Nintendo movie, Christmas movie. I laughed at some of the bits, but I just, I love anything Nintendo because I'm what do they call Nintendo? Because they have for Xbox people, they call them Xbots, and then for PlayStation, they call them Sony ponies. Like when you,
what?
You never heard this before?
I've never heard these terms.
Really?
Nintendo.
Nintendork. Yeah, because I'm a huge Nintendork, and this could be the Wizard meets Jingle All the Way, and I'm ready for that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, like I also got like because it was in the Christmas season, so I got like Home Alone vibes too. Yeah, so it looks pretty. It looks interesting. I mean, like these movies aren't made a lot, so it'll be kind of like fresh because like these are just kind of like good like family time kind of watching movies where you just it's comedy but not like ridiculous, but it seems interesting. And of course, Neil Patrick Harris is just great in anything. So yeah,
it's on HBO Max, so you don't even have to leave your house.
there you go.
You know what? I think movies like this benefit so much from from kind of streaming services, because no one's really watching stuff like this in theaters. I mean, unless you have like a big family and you do like traditions like that.
Yeah,
But if you could just watch it at your house, like
Mhm.
why go to the movie theaters?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Like,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, even movies that are like cult classics now, like Elf. I think everyone loves Elf. I think this is a movie that generally like 90% of the people who watch it like enjoy that movie. If that came out now, people would be like, they'd watch it on a streaming service. They wouldn't watch it in theaters.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I don't know. There's so many movies on like streaming services too that it's like even hard to keep up with like
Yo,
what's
you
going
don't
on.
like Elf? Chill 382 and says, I don't like Elf. What is you sit on a throne of lies. How do you not like Elf? That's a hilarious movie. And Zoe Deschanel's a blonde, so it basically means that Zoe Deschanel is not in that movie because that doesn't look like her. Crazy. Man, you crazy, dog.
It's good.
Yeah, no, Elf is great.
Yes, it's a classic.
Okay, if you could say, like, if you could say Elf is overrated, I'm like, all right, that's, I don't agree with you, but I can see that. But just flat out, what the hell? Where
Yeah.
are all you non-Elf likers coming out the woodworks? Ugh.
Got elf haters in the chat.
Can we get a wait? We don't have the ability to put polls in chat.
Just ask.
You like, do you enjoy the movie Elf? Exactly. Get these folks off the stage. Anyway. All right, whatever. Let's move on to the next topic. I can't deal with these heathens right now.
Yeah, okay, let's do it. So, going with more Nintendo news, or like Nintendo is already involved with everything we've talked about mostly. We talk about the Switch. What's going on with the Switch right now, Huey?
Do you remember? Let me take you back to a time, Nesto. 2017, March. I don't know the exact date. But the first time I held my Nintendo Switch in my hands and turned it on, I knew that it was love at first sight. Now, 5 years later, the relationship is still going good. Still love my Switch, but I can see things are getting a little stale. And what I mean by that is that you are aware, and I am aware, very much so, of the hardware limitations of the Switch.
Mhm.
There is newer games coming out, and both of us have, next gen consoles. And when you play a game on a next gen console and then go back to your Switch, it could be a little jarring.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Right?
Mhm.
But according to Nintendo, we're only halfway through the Switch's lifestyle. Now, let me read exactly what President Furukawa of Nintendo said. He said, "It is now the 5th year since the launch of the Nintendo Switch, and the total hardware sell-through has exceeded 90 million units. We recognize the system is at the midpoint of its life cycle. The launch of the Nintendo Switch OLED model has been contributed to continued sales momentum, and we are now offering consumers 3 Nintendo Switch models to match their playstyles and lifestyles, as well as a wide range of software. With this, we believe the foundation for growth has been laid that exceeds what we previously considered to be a conventional hardware lifestyle." So essentially, because what used to be the what's the word I'm looking for? What used to be the lifestyle of a console, like 5-6 years, right?
Yeah.
We're not in that era anymore because the PS4, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One life cycle, that was about what? I mean, you could still argue that it's still continuing now because of cross gen, but it's
Yeah.
been like what, 8-9 years?
Yeah, it's been a while just because you have that upgrade path now where it's like instead of getting like a new console, you get like a new version of the console, which has kind of been different instead of like downgrading it.
Yeah. And the thing with Nintendo is it's a little different in the sense that their consoles are not just stronger machines. There's always like something new about it. You know, you go from the Wii that had kind of the motion and the remote. You go to
Yeah.
the Wii U with the gamepad, and now you have kind of the hybrid console with the Switch. So it's always been a little bit different for them. But I really wish that they would put out a Pro model or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
the OLED is cool, and I'm probably gonna buy it because I am a Nintendork, and they own my soul. But it is a little jarring the fact that some of these newer games that they're coming out with just kind of, frame rate drops, long load times, you know, sometimes the draw distances are really bad on these like open world games. And it makes me nervous for new games like, and I'm sure they're not going to be bad. Like they're the ones that can squeeze the most out of their own hardware. But like a new Mario or Breath of the Wild 2, like how are those going to turn out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like Nintendo at some point is gonna do like just they have to do something to like keep up or like because like it looks like with the Steam Deck that came out where people were talking about that being like just basically a PC version of a Switch. It's just I think that there's just going to be a demand that Nintendo's going to probably fulfill at some point because we've already seen it with the eShop where like Nintendo used to be completely like first party and like keeping everything in, but now every PC developer and all that stuff is on the eShop now, which is it's a totally different atmosphere from what Nintendo's all been about. So maybe it might come, So
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. A couple things in the chat. Chill says it's always been that way though. In my opinion, at least Nintendo has never been cutting edge at current gen hardware. Yeah, I think the last time you could say that Nintendo was the current gen was the original Nintendo system. Because even with like the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis had more processing power with the N64. Even though they were advanced in some things, the PlayStation and the what was the Sega console? The Saturn
yeah,
did beat it in certain ways, and then from there, Nintendo has just been like, you know what? We're not going to be the most powerful, and we're just going to focus on making things fun.
Wait, what about the Virtua Boy?
Shut the fuck up. I hate you. Anyways, Zombie Bait says y'all gonna talk about GTA on Switch. Man, I didn't put this in the doc, but the fact that they were cutting corners so much on these PS2 games to where they couldn't get it to run on the Nintendo Switch without it looking really ugly and really janky and being really janky is just disappointing. Rockstar literally prints money. Like GTA Online prints money.
Mhm.
And the fact that they couldn't get those to work is just frustrating. I didn't really want to. I mean, it's not that I didn't want to talk about it, but it's just irritating news.
Yeah.
And I'm always irritating. Nine Samantha says they're bringing us back to when we were playing GameCube. Big old load times. The nostalgia. Yeah, that nostalgia can be. What's the word I'm looking for? Dangerous, weaponized. Chill
Nostalgia.
382 says that was just a headache. You could buy all the reds and black. You know what though? I always did want to play the Wario Land game on the Virtual Boy because
Oh, it's good, dude. I had it. I beat the whole game. I probably like did some permanent damage to my brain doing that, but it was a great game. Yeah.
I love the Wario Land games. They need to bring them back. Anyways, let's move on. Right, we go from the company I love to the company than Nesto love. Sorry, I read what Chill said. I'm gonna get back at you later. Let's talk about Elden Ring. I said I'm always irritated, not irritating. Chill.
All right, so Elden Ring. Elden Ring. I'm a big fan of Souls, as I've talked earlier in the show, and we're talking about the next game from the people who made Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, all those game series. So they just released a new trailer. It's nearly 20 minutes long. It's a gameplay trailer that previews seems to be a little bit of everything. We get to see some open world exploration of the world that it's in, called The Lands Between, created by your favorite author, George R. Martin. And it's a very From Software style moment with a dragon flying in out of nowhere and twisting and turning dungeons in the trailer, and also a big pot man. But by that we mean a man who is in a pot and he's stuck in the ground. Don't know why, but it seems cool. Seems interesting. So yeah, we see a bunch of different weapons, different combinations, a lot of like different world building action, like environments, and we just see kind of like this From Software formula. So what do you think? Have you seen the trailer? Have you seen it?
I saw part of it. I didn't see all of it. I'm honestly I'm waiting for people to actually get their hands on this game and to kind of describe it, then really go into what it is, because you know me, I'm not a Souls guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you. You like the dialogue, the story building, the character driven things, which you have to dig really hard into those games to find that.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the like very much how like you hate like the characters and social parts of like Persona 5. Like that's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems like Dark Souls is like Souls games are like the opposite of that, to where no, we're gonna give you some lore that you can read. But that 999, that game's fantastic. But we're gonna give you some lore you can read. But as far as the story, like you can kind of find some stuff and make your own connections. But you're just here to kill some demons and not die. That's not my bag. But I've heard that this game is more open world and has a little bit more RPG elements, which might get me intrigued and might pull me in. But I'm gonna wait for you to play it and then tell me like about it.
Yeah, I mean, from the trailer, coming from a big fan, it's weird. Like I've got actually like a polarizing opinion about it, and then that the internet probably roasts me for. But it seems like I'm excited for the game, but I'm not really like super excited. Like I don't really have hype for it because it seems like like an amalgamation of everything that they have. They put basically they combined it all into one game, which there's not really anything new about it. They're using the same animations, it's using the same kind of like tactics and abilities. You see things that were pulled from other games. So overall, it's a cool concept of putting everything together as one game. But it also, you don't have the fresh take that was like Dark Souls to Bloodborne, Bloodborne to Sekiro. They're very different games, even though they have a similar formula. This is just like putting everything together in one thing. So I'm excited for it, but I'm not also like super hyped because it's not something different. It's just kind of more of the same.
Doesn't seem like it's anything new. They're just kind of tweaking stuff that they've already done.
Yeah, like I guess the biggest thing is just the open world exploration and like adding a few little things here. But overall, the same, like it's very a safe move. It's almost very safe in the sense that you know what you're gonna get when you walk into it. It's not gonna blow you. Like there's nothing out of left field.
I heard at the end of the game is actually a cliffhanger, and you got to wait 15 years for George R. R. Martin to write the rest. So
I could totally see that. That would be, and then we'd get Elden Ring 2 in 2030. Oh my God.
8.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I mean, like the world looks unique. If you're into that kind of like fantasy aspect and just being able to kind of get lost in a game, so it looks cool. I think like the internet is already buzzing around it. It's going to be a great success. So From Software, as long as they like know what they're doing, it usually just prints money. So at this point,
consider Dark Souls to be mainstream or niche?
Oh, mainstream, 100%. It is mainstream now. Like
it has When do you think the crossover happened?
I think the crossover happened probably around, I want to say Dark Souls 2, like when that came out. When that came out, it was like people, like it was already a buzz that Dark Souls like influenced like so many game creators and also influenced as the hardest game around. even though like I don't agree, but it was like it got its like own reputation, and it just kind of expanded over and over after that.
Do you
So,
think that this will be a greater success than Dark Souls?
possibly because it might bring in the open world crowd because all the games were very linear. So like the Assassin's Creeds and all those kind of like where you're just running around doing whatever in tasks. That will bring in that crowd, and so I think that it will open to more audiences that are interested. So yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see what the reception to it is. I know you're excited to play it, but we'll see what happens when Dark Souls comes out. Not Dark Souls. Elden Ring comes out next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
It's a-
All right,
yes.
let's hop into our main topics. But before we do that, I gotta use the bathroom again. So, BRB, if y'all can stall for a little bit.
All right.
All right, I'm back. This is what happens when you're drinking a pitcher of Arnold Palmer iced tea while streaming. Also, fun fact for those of you who don't know, this door right here, this is actually my bathroom. So, quick
Oh.
transitions. Quick
Okay.
transitions. Anyways, let's go into our main. It was a fun fact. It's definitely fun. Anyways, let's go into our main topics. So, you and me, we both watched The Harder They Fall.
Yeah.
Which is a Netflix movie that has a pretty large cast. You have Lakeith Stanfield, Idris Elba, Jonathan Majors, and Jonathan Majors, who originally is the lead actor in this movie. He is the star. He was previously in Lovecraft Country, which have you watched that?
No, I haven't watched that Lovecraft Country.
Have you watched that, Mikey, or have you heard of it? Yeah. Yeah, I think he's the lead in that too. Also, Jonathan Majors is also in Loki. Which did you watch Loki?
No, I didn't. I just
Oh.
know clips and things, but that's interesting.
Yeah, Loki. I think he's only in Loki for a little bit, but he's a scene stealer. I would. Would you agree with me, Mikey? Yep. Chill says that show was insane. The whole season of Lovecraft Country was a whole lot of damn. All right. I got it. Because I do love Lovecraftian horror. But anyways, let's talk about this movie. This movie is essentially a Western, and it is, fun fact, it is executively produced by Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z. It is a Western with a primarily black cast. Except, yeah, I think the whole the whole main cast, they're all pretty much black. Except yeah. I'm trying to think. Was there like a token white guy somewhere? But no, there
No.
wasn't. No. So basically, the synopsis of this movie, not really spoiling anything, but essentially, it is a Western where a man finds out, Nat Love, who is an outlaw, finds out that his nemesis, Rufus Buck, has gotten out of jail, and he's setting out to get his revenge on the man that killed his family or his parents. So, what did you think of this movie? Just overall thoughts, Nesto.
I'll say I'm not a fan of westerns. I'm like it's kind of like not the most interesting thing to me. But watching this movie just because like it was thrown out to me, I looked into it. The atmosphere and cinematography were amazing. Like there's just the environment, everything was just engaging to the point where like even if you're not a fan of western movies or anything, it has almost like because western movies have that kind of grainy look to them. They have that like a specific look. This one is like more vibrant. It almost feels like it's like done by a director that uses that kind of colorization. I haven't seen his other stuff, but like kind of like what is it called? The guy who makes The Last Night of Soho, like that kind of vibrant looking stuff. Edgar Wright, yeah. So it was done from that. The cast was amazing. Everyone was very charismatic. Like each character, you just like you got the gist of what they did and who they are. So it was cool. It was like and then the action was cool. Everything was just had its own like place for it. So overall, the movie to me was pretty good. Yeah, and so yeah, I'd recommend it for people to watch.
Nice. All right. So I also was pretty high on this movie. I thought, like you said, it was shot beautifully. The cinematography was great. I enjoyed the music in this movie. Was really good. Like the soundtrack, even though it wasn't your typical, Western movie music.
Yeah,
I think it still fit the tone well. Placijo says the Jay-Z cameo. No, he don't.
yeah.
But he does not. There is no Jay-Z, there is no Beyonce, there is no I'm trying to think. There's no Kanye.
Yeah.
But I would say it's still worth watching. So, you know what? Actually, I want to bring up this point because we reviewed Eternals last week. And both me and Mikey, I can't remember. I believe also Josh and Jennifer probably felt the same way, to where we felt like the cast didn't do a bad job acting, but there was like very limited chemistry between them. This was the exact opposite, to where the cast here had excellent chemistry. Like you could see the chemistry between Zazie Beetz and Jonathan Majors. You can see the chemistry between Jonathan Majors, and who plays Nat Love, and his like squad, his crew. You could see basically the intensity between him and his nemesis. Like the acting in this movie was spot on. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Nice Samantha says Kanye's in the movie, but I'm gonna let the movie finish. But I just want to say, beyond shut up, shut up.
Yeah.
I can't believe I fell for that. Oh God. Anyways,
yeah, and one point. And one point I want to make, just like this is just my thing, just from looking at like film and everything. The outfits were on point. Like that, I loved everyone's outfit because they were all unique, which was so cool when you were looking at that. Like every character had a specific style, even though they're just wearing jackets and like cowboy hats. And I'm like, it's cool.
Yeah, it was the little things, from like the type of hats they were wearing to like the colors of the shoes and the outfits. Like everything was like on point.
Yeah,
And
even the weapons were too. Like the gold accents on each weapon, like specific people had. I was like, oh damn, this is sick.
Yeah. And that's something that it's those minor details that I really feel like elevate this movie. Because just like you, I am not a Western fan. I'm not really big on this genre. Like I never really got into Westerns, but this movie does captivate you. It is a long movie at 2.5 hours long. So, no, not 2.5. 2 hours and 15 minutes?
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
2 hours and 15 minutes. And so it does, but it doesn't feel that long because it is very captivating and really well paced, and you're not bored. Like it doesn't lull. So you are in there for the whole time trying to figure out what the movie is and what I was gonna say, like where it's going to go, because on the surface it does seem like a very typical Western revenge movie, and for the most part it is. And yeah, and it is, but there are, we'll get into the spoilers, like certain plot points that I think me and you are going to have split opinions on this.
Mhm.
So we will see. So we're at 7 minutes, like about 7 minutes and a half. Do you want to just go into the spoilers?
Yeah, yeah. Where do you want to start on what the spoiler things?
All right, so we're gonna spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen Harder They Fall.
Mhm.
Please be aware that we are going to spoil this movie. We're going to go into the spoilers.
Yeah.
So let's actually, you know what? Let's not start at the twist. Let's start at the setup.
Okay.
Right? Let's start at the setup where the movie opens up with basically this family. It's a husband, wife, and their kid. And they're having dinner, and you hear a knock at the door, and in comes Idris Elba's character, Rufus Black. And he sits at the door, and he's basically, the father knows who he is. And he's like scared for his life. And he sits there, and he's basically begging for his wife and child's like life. And instead, Idris Elba's character shoots the wife, and then shoots him, and then he leaves a cross scar on the young boy's forehead, and then you see that he's grown up to be an outlaw. So the end of the movie, right? And we'll talk about other stuff in between, but I do want to get to kind of the plot point. The twist is you find out that the reason why Rufus Buck killed Nat Love's father is because that is also his father. They are brothers. And that his father originally was an outlaw who used to beat Idris Elba's character's mom and then just left them. And then he became an outlaw, went looking for his dad, and found him as a reformed man, a man of God with a new family, and that's why he took his revenge. So you find out that these two sworn enemies are actually brothers.
Yep.
So, what did you think of the twist, Nesto?
I hated it. I'll be honest, I hated the twist ending.
Why? Why? Dude, I thought it was a good twist. I was like, oh.
So, okay, the reason why I hated the twist ending was basically because you brought up the point. Like, it kind of like the motivation of the character didn't make sense to me because, okay, Rufus Buck comes back to get basically his father and make him feel revenge or like suffer for the stuff he did to his mom, right? So they found it weird at the beginning he killed the mom of the kid to make him suffer the same way he did. It's almost like super abusive in the way, like the mindset of like, I want my father to suffer, but I'm also gonna do the same thing as the father did. So it felt a little off to me. Just like it would seem like he would just kill the father and then move on. But it almost looked like it was weird too. And also like how he at the end he brings up, I made you suffer to make, or like I may put this cross on your head to make my dad suffer more. Like I want you to go through the same hell I went to. And it just felt weird, like just the motivation at the end. So I was kind of like, like it made, like I get the twist, but also it feels weird out of character. And also how he kind of just gave up at the end. It was very like,
Well, I think the reason he gave up was because of the money.
Yeah.
Because because there's also the plot point of, well, they're talking about buying something. They needed money for something. He's trying to create a mecca. But it's alluded to, never really fully explained, right? But what I think they're alluding to is when they're talking about this place is going to be open for settlement, is settlement for the United States. Essentially, white folk are going to come in and take everything they have.
Yeah.
That's essentially what I think they're getting at. And he wants to get money in order to basically preserve his town for black people. To like keep it from getting overrun by these white settlers. And you know that because even though this is a predominantly black cast, you can see with like in the soldiers and in that one town where they're robbing the bank.
That let me just say that was the greatest thing. I laughed so hard when they went to Maysville and it was just like it's the white town, and then literally the whole entire town was white, like literally buildings white. I was like, what?
It was the white town, and like I don't know that. And I think that was the point. But like to me, the most kind of like scene that like kind of like disturbed me the most is when what was that character's name? The one with Stagecoach Mary.
Oh, Cuffy.
Cuffy.
Yeah.
When Cuffy walked in and was like, "I want to make a deposit," and you kind of see that like, hey, like laughing from all
Yeah.
the white women.
Oh, that
And
was,
I was
yeah,
like,
that was creepy.
this just racism in the face.
Yeah.
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 But it was, and also the scene when Rufus Buck like punched the shit out of that sheriff.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
like knocked his teeth out.
Yeah.
That was brutal. That was like, oh,
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
come here, get these gold teeth. You're rich now.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, there was just a lot of scenes that I liked from this. I love like when they break him out of prison or break him out of the cell and he's just walking slow motion as they're like shooting everyone up, and it's just like that was such a cool shot. There's just so many things in that are
There's
just
a
like,
lot of cool shots in this movie.
yeah.
Yeah. But let's get back to the twist, because for me, like kind of the motivations, I feel like basically why he shot the mom
Hmm.
is because you think about it. If the mom was still alive, would he have gone into being an outlaw? Probably not. Yeah, the dad died, but he was still being raised in a good home and a good family. So he probably wouldn't have gotten into essentially outlaw. I feel like Idris Elba was like trying to make his childhood as bleak as his.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Yeah.
And I think he made it so that like, look, like even if I just shoot the dad, like this is not going to be enough. Like I have to, like to me, it made sense to me.
I mean, now that you put it in that frame of reference, maybe it's like showing like, the circle of revenge where it just keeps on going no matter what you do, kind of like, and it just keeps repeating. And then I kind of it would have been interesting if he didn't shoot Buck at the end, like to kill him. I would think that would have been interesting to end the cycle of revenge, but like, so like I get,
That's very Last of Us, actually.
yeah,
Now that I
like
think about it, that is very Last of Us.
so I would, it would have been interesting to see how they did it, but yeah, like the overall story was like, yeah, the revenge, but it had that twist at the end, which was like, you can either like it or hate it, but yeah, it was still like cool, like it kept you guessing a little bit through the main story and trying to understand what the hell was going on. I just wish there was for me at least, for the like going away from the twist, I wish there was just more a little bit more action time with certain characters. Like some certain characters I kind of gravitated towards, and I wanted to see them do more. Like there was a lot, especially Zazie. I wish Zazie Beetz was like doing way more than getting beat up for half the movie. And I was like,
True.
So,
yeah, I think her character was the one that was definitely the most underutilized.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, the standout to me was Cherokee Bill.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When in that scene in the train robbery when he was fighting the hero, the white guy that tried to be the hero, and he cut up his legs, I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good watch. So give me final thoughts on the movie. Like, would you recommend it to people?
Yeah, I would recommend it. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10, just because it'd be an 8 if the twist ending was kind of just like, but everything else about the movie, if it was just like straight just the Western, good. It's a good movie.
All right, solid. I agree the same. I was higher on it because I did like the twist. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I would recommend watching this. This is a movie that if I paid full price at a movie theater, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Wrapping up that, let's move on. Let me see some comments. Placijo says, so instead of Luke, I am your father, it was Rufus, I am your brother. Shut up, Placijo. But yeah, no, like I said, let's move on to the next main topic. So was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes, it was yesterday. Yesterday was whatchamacallit? It was Disney Plus Day. So that means we had basically a bunch of new content coming into basically Disney Plus on that day, but also a bunch of announcements. So let me just run down real quick the new stuff that actually came to Disney Plus on that day. We had Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings showed up on this is now on Disney Plus. So it's Jungle Cruise, which me and Mikey reviewed earlier in the year, which we both enjoyed and thought it was a decent movie. Home Sweet Home Alone, which is a reboot of Home Alone. Enchanted is now on Disney Plus, which is a great Disney movie. Me and Mikey talked about this earlier. We both really enjoyed Enchanted.
It's a top
Also, a
tier
couple
musical.
Yes. Also, a few other TV shows. There's an Argentinian comedy series called Entre Salados, which I'll probably won't watch. There's an Olaf Frozen short, and season 2 of The World According to Jeff Bloom. So yeah, let's get into also the announcements because this is kind of like the meats. First off, actually, let's go into this. And Mikey, I think you're probably more informed on talking about the importance of this. But now, when you watch these following IMAX or these following Marvel movies, you can watch them in IMAX Enchanted format. So Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, the original Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Captain America Civil War, Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Endgame, and Black Widow. So, Nesto, do you how do I say this? Does this get you hype, the IMAX enhanced to these Marvel movies, or are you kind of like, it's whatever?
It's like whatever to me. I mean, I guess like the IMAX experience is more like one you go out into the world and see, you know?
Yeah.
So it'd be I've never like noticed an IMAX movie specifically on a streaming service. So I wonder what's the difference in how it looks. But I mean, if it's like makes the quality better, then I'm all for it. Just I'm curious how it looks, how it goes.
Well, you,
So,
Mikey, I know you were hyped for this. Where's your hype coming from on this?
Well, the main reason I'm hyped for it is because I have like a home theater, and having it as a IMAX version fills up the whole screen because I think most people have this version with the Dark Knight on Blu-ray. There's some scenes in there that are IMAX, and I believe they're expanded. The ratio is expanded during like the truck flipping scene, and yeah, that was the only way you can get IMAX versions of movies if you just have to buy them on Blu-ray. So this is the first time that there are IMAX versions on a streaming service, and it makes me excited because I hope other streaming services will follow, like HBO Max, because they have a lot of IMAX movies that I would like to watch.
D. All right, let's also get into some announcements. So, basically, Marvel has confirmed the Agatha House of Harkness TV show. They gave off first looks, or basically they said Moon Knight is coming out, which we knew about. She-Hulk and Echo, which is a spinoff of the Hawkeye series. Also, Spider-Man Freshman Year, which is an animated show that shows the origins of Peter Parker, but is also canon to the MCU. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's the first canon animated thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're not confirmed whether or not What If is canon. So, yeah, I guess the first confirmed canon animated, which is interesting because a lot of the things that people liked about Spider-Man Homecoming is that it wasn't an origin story, but now we actually do get that kind of tale told. I don't want to watch, even if it's an animated Disney Plus thing. I don't really care for another Spider-Man origin story. We've heard that story so many times, whether it be the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield series, or even the Spider-Man. Well, it wasn't really in the Spider-Man game, but
spoiler: Uncle Ben dies.
yeah, exactly. Uncle Ben dies. Also, we are getting a Marvel Zombies TV show, which was also talked about earlier. Which, it's popular. People love zombies. The Walking Dead is still going on. I can see why they would do that.
Yeah, I think they're going all in on Marvel Zombies because they have Marvel zombies in the parks. Have you seen the Captain America zombie that they have? They can take pictures with. It looks legit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I haven't seen that. Also, they did show off some like looks at Secret Invasion with Samuel L. Jackson sporting a full beard, so
Neat.
that'd be cool. Also they announced that What If is getting a season 2, which is, I'll watch it, but did you watch What If, Nesto?
Nah, I've seen clips, but I've never watched it.
You
So.
didn't miss much. Yeah. All right, here's the exciting news. The Marvel series X-Men 97 will premiere in 2023. It is essentially a continuation of the Marvel the TV show from the 90s, which is the most that's the most hype announcement from this whole thing, because I love the 90s X-Men cartoon. They're bringing it back. Yo, let's go.
Yeah,
I'm
after the
hyped.
Spider-Man movie, this is the most thing, or this thing I am most hyped for Marvel stuff.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And I have a
Let's
theory.
bring it back. What's up?
That since the freshman or for the Spider-Man freshman year is MCU or canon, is this going to be canon in MCU? Are they going to do some Spider-Verse stuff to bring them into the MCU? Or like, since we're seeing live action Spider-Man go into animated, are we going to see animated X-Men into live action? Are we going to see that version of X-Men live action? I'd be hyped.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think Hugh Jackman comes back as a Wolverine?
Nah.
I don't think so either.
He hates doing it because he can't eat.
Hugh Jackman just wants to sing and dance, to be honest. He's just a sing and dance man.
Mhm.
Anyways, what else we got here? Shut up. All right, what else we got here? We're getting a musical series called Tiana, following basically Tiana after The Princess and the Frog, which I thought The Princess and the Frog is an underrated Disney movie. I liked it a lot. Zootopia is getting a Disney Plus show. So there's that. There is the concept for Pixar's first ever original long form animated series, Win or Lose. So I guess Pixar is making a basically a TV show or a streaming show, which highlights the perspective of a different character as a middle school co-ed softball team prepares for the championship game. Okay. Documentaries of Pixar's Turning Red and Lightyear. We're getting because of course we're getting a new Cars series which features the voices of Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy. So why is Cars so popular? I mean, I guess with kids, but
maybe the same reason Hot Wheels are popular. Cars are cool.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Why can't children have more refined taste?
Like for what?
I don't know. Stop. It's because of them we get bad Pokemon games. I'm gonna
How
blame
old
the
were you
children.
when Cars came out?
Can't remember.
Let me
When
find the
Cars
year.
come
When
out?
did Cars come out? I'm gonna look this up. Cars.
I got you.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
2006.
I was 16.
16 too.
Okay, yeah, that's probably why I don't like Cars. All right, moving on. Shut up. They're gonna have a behind the scenes look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Oh yeah, they had a picture of him as like the old Kenobi like figure, like the cool Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like people, if you Google it, like old Kenobi in the desert, it looks dope, and he looks exactly like that. I'm hyped.
Placido in the chat says Hugh Jackman is still too tall to be Wolverine. He says Danny DeVito. Shut up, Placido. Kania, what's up, Kania? Said talking about Cars. We were not kids when it came out. Oh, you were in the 5th grade. Yeah, we're a couple of years older than you. And then, oh my God, yes, I saw the pic. Wait, which pic?
Obi-Wan
For
in the desert. Dope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, be hyped for that.
For sure, for sure. Here's another thing that got me hype. Proud Family is coming back.
Oh
Go.
yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. The Proud Family was dope. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that. Hell yeah. 2022 February. We gonna watch that for sure.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go. Also they're going to have Disney continuing with their live action stuff. We're getting a retelling of Pinocchio in 2022, which stars Tom Hanks, Luke Evans, Cynthia Erivo, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Keegan Michael. Is Keegan Michael Key gonna be in everything?
Wait, is
It
Tom Hanks
seems
going to be
like
Pinocchio?
Is Luke Evans? What?
Pinocchio. I think he's gonna be Geppetto. He has to be Geppetto. All right.
Huh.
Anyways, let's go on to another hype announcement. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is coming back spring 2022.
Oh.
Let's go. Yo, let's go.
That
Rescue
doesn't sound
Rangers coming
appropriate.
back. And then also Nintendo and not Nintendo, Disney announced Baymax is getting a new original series that will premiere next summer.
Oh.
And also, he was the one that was the most surprising to me. Ice Age is coming back. The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild, the newest installment of the Ice Age franchise, will premiere on Disney January 28th. So I guess they are using some 20th Century Fox stuff. So we're getting, when Disney Plus, when they announced Disney Plus days, I wasn't really, I don't want to say hyped, but I didn't know the scope of what they were going to announce. But there's a good portion of hyped stuff here. Rescue Rangers, Proud Family, Ice Age, and most importantly, X-Men like 97 coming out. There's a good amount of stuff. It wasn't really a lot of like big Marvel stuff, but overall, like Disney has come out with some hitters right here. So
Yeah, with the
I'm hyped for
X-Men
it.
continuation, they're bringing back the original actors, the voice actors.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, they have to, or else it just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
I better hear Wolverine saying "bub, bub."
Bub. Bub. Is that scene of Wolverine looking over at Jean Grey and Cyclops kissing?
Yeah, that seems good.
That's me in every Friday night.
Uh,
But yeah, no, this is definitely a bunch of hype announcements. I'm
Wait.
still kind of go on.
Question: is this when we start to have Marvel fatigue? Because this is a lot of Marvel shows.
It is a lot of Marvel shows, and I feel like because here's the thing, because Marvel stuff used to be like you had to watch everything,
mhm.
right? It was an event. Now I could see people like looking at these shows and being like, okay, maybe I'll watch Moon Knight, She-Hulk, but I'll skip Agatha and Echo, and Ironheart, and then we'll because we already see that with the Disney Plus shows, to where at least not Loki, but WandaVision and I keep wanting to say Captain America, Falcon and Winter Soldier. They were good shows, but you could skip them and not really miss anything. And I can see that this is kind of what is going to happen, to where it's not a necessity to watch all the Disney Plus shows. Because honestly, like, do we really need an Agatha spinoff? Who is Echo? Why should I care? Like, exactly. Like,
Mhm.
I think this is where we get Marvel fatigue.
I think Echo is going to be Jeff Bezos. Amazon
What?
Echo.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I hate you.
God damn.
I hate you so much. Anyways, any last thoughts on these announcements, Nesto?
I mean, all of it. It's like it's cool. Like I like hearing the other announcements more than the Marvel announcements because I'm just used to the Marvel announcements like constantly.
Yeah.
And so hearing all this other stuff that Disney's going back into, and they're actually just not pushing just Marvel stuff, it's good. I think that will kind of even out the Marvel fatigue because there's probably something for somebody that they want to watch. But yeah, like I think this was a good idea to get everything out. for Disney to show like we're just not like a Marvel and Star Wars service. We're doing other stuff too, you know.
Very, very interesting. Very light on the Star Wars announcements, all in all.
Yeah.
Which I was hoping for a Star Wars Vision too.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
Or at least like, hey, we're gonna take Lapinocho and turn it into a full show. I'd have been hype. That
Or
is
maybe
probably
they're saving all their info for Star Wars Celebration.
Oh yeah, when is that again?
It's supposed to be in May, at the end of May, and I will be streaming from there because I'm intending.
Nice.
That's what's up. It's in Anaheim again, right?
Yeah, right down the street from Disneyland. I'm excited because I haven't been to Galaxy's Edge yet.
One of the things I hold over Mikey is that I went to Galaxy's Edge before he did.
Yeah, and I was supposed to go the summer of 2020, but then everything shut down.
COVID.
Oof.
Yeah. Big. Can we get a F in the chat? Can we get an F in the chat for Mikey?
Rip. F.
All right. That about wraps it up for today. It was definitely a pleasure hosting with you, Nesto. You're my dog. So also, please check out BTG Play. Check him out on that's your Twitch handle, right? Or you have his Twitch or his
Yeah, I added it to the 1v1 command.
I'm wearing, because Nesto was hosting, I am wearing his shirt. Blank Trigger Gamers. Check him out. If you want to plug yourself, Nesto, feel free. Go ahead right now.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for having me, Huey. This has been a pleasure. This is cool. Love it. I'm Nesto. Blank Trigger Gamers is the gaming group I'm a part of. 3 people. We love video games. We talk about all different types of video games, and we have a YouTube channel. We have a Twitch channel. Check us out. See if you like the content. If you do, then follow us, and you'll see more of that stuff. So, yeah, just play video games, have fun.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. All right. So this is where we wrap up the show. We are going to go into a post show afterwards. Nesto, are you able to stick around for the post show, or are you good? You got somewhere to go?
Yeah, I got time.
For sure. All right, then I guess we'll stick around for the post show. Other than that, Mikey, if you can give me the final word, you give me the one, and we'll go into the final word. All right. So, I was not expecting that. Anyways, here's my final word. Revenge is a dish best served cold. It is also best served with a little bit of garlic and a little bit of, some pepper. You put some spices in there. Basically, you don't want your revenge to be bland. If you, right, just like in this Western movie, need to serve revenge, make sure that you are prepared to cross every single line how do I say this? Make sure you are vindictive in your approach when you are approaching revenge, because there's nothing worse than that half-assed revenge. You got to go all the way, go the full 9. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Go smash that window. Go report your boss's car for being in a 3-hour parking for 4 hours. Go be vindictive. Have your revenge. Put a slice of bologna on your ex-girlfriend's car. I don't know. Do what makes you happy. Actually, don't listen to anything I just said, because that's a good way to get arrested or a crime. I'm just being facetious. But all that being said, when you are wronged by someone, you have to really think about what the intent of that person was when they harmed you, and also, why do you think they did that? I think a lot of the times that we need more is reflection, and who we are as people, how the rest of the world perceives us, and how we want to be presented, or how we want to present ourselves in the world. Yes, it can feel like super satisfying when you get back at someone when they have wronged you. But sometimes the bigger picture is the bigger at stake. Maybe you have, a career on the line. Maybe you have other people that you care about more. One of my, one of my mentors when I was in college told me never focus on the people who don't have your back. Focus on the people who are there for you, and you'll be a lot happier. And I'm still working on it because, y'all know me. I'm a pretty petty person. But all that to say is just because you are not there where you should be yet doesn't mean that you can't continue to work on yourself every day. So it's been your boy, Geo Huey Flow, alongside my great co-host.
It's me or
Yeah.
Mike?
I meant to say guest co-host.
Yeah, it's me and Nesto.
This is Nestor, along with my regular co-host,
Mikey, what up?
telling
Bye.
you to stick around for the post show. Please check us out at our socials at the 1v1 command. You will see our Instagram, our Twitter, our Patreon, and our YouTube. Check us out there if you
And
like what we do
BTG
here.
plays YouTube and Twitch as well.
Oh yeah.
Fellow streamer, by the
Check-
way.
Yeah, if you watch like Nesto's streams, there's a good chance you will see me pop in there and just talk a whole lot of mad shit.
Yeah,
Basically, that's
Good
what I
times.
do. Good time. We have good times, right? So check us out. Check out BTG Play. Check out Nesto's channels. Check out all his stuff. Like, support, do all that good stuff. And like always, did I forget anything? I already said post show.
Oh wait,
Socials.
announcement. We're not gonna have
announcement.
the show for the next 2 weeks because next week Gio is gonna be out of town and I have a doctor's appointment. And the
Yeah.
following week is Thanksgiving weekend, and we're gonna take that weekend off because it's Thanksgiving weekend. And
Yeah.
we'll be back on December 6th. Hold on, let me look at the calendar. December 4th. 4th.
December 4th. And we are did you talk to Tokyo Sun about hosting that week, Mikey?
It's not confirmed yet because it was supposed to be next week, but I postponed it by 2 weeks, so still working on that. But yeah, we will have a show
Well,
for
we'll
2 weeks.
I have some possible also like trying to finalize with some
Mhm.
other people who potentially are interested in. So, so we'll have more mystery guest hosts, and then we'd love to bring you back, Nesto. Like, this was great. Whenever I know you are busy, but if you ever have time, we'd love to have you back on the show. This is a very, how do I say this? Very very much a lot of fun. You know what? Actually, Mikey, now that I think about it,
What?
right? Like once we start building a larger repertoire, not repertoire, a larger like a larger squad, a larger crew, of guest hosts. What we could do for maybe, special episodes, if like there's like a big like event thing that like everybody like has watched or seen or played or something, that we could possibly get like a big discussion with like hella people.
That'd be dope. So it's like a group thing, like
Yeah, like
9 of us or something. I could do that. That sounds fun.
yeah, so like we could see like if I don't know, like if it's like if there's like a new Star Wars movie, or if there's like a super
Mhm.
eventful Marvel movie, like like an Endgame type thing or something like that. I think that would be pretty fun, or like an E3 stream.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a good idea.
yeah. Shout out Kania for the idea, like an E3 live stream, like watch party something. Like we could like live stream.
Whoops, that was supposed to be an applause. Sorry.
We could watch like Nintendo's like presentation, and y'all can make fun of me as I cry when they announce like something super obscure that only I care about, like Detective Famicom Club or something. It'd be great times. But anyways, Kania, I love watch parties. I'll bring the popcorn. Shout out Kania for the popcorn. Anyways, like always, we're gonna end it here. This has been your boy Geo Huey Flow, telling you to stick around for the post show, and we'll see you in a few. Telling you to stay thriving, stay surviving, and like always, take care of yourselves. Peace.
Uh,
Are we back?
You're back. Yes.
All right. We back. What up? What up? We are. What's the word I'm looking for? We're back with the post show. You know, it was good times. Good times having the regular show with BTG Play here. We're gonna go through some of the top stories that didn't make the cut. So, like I said, the post show is more of a more relaxed kind of like we just go through it. Actually, do you want to talk about what we've been up to, Mikey, first, or do you want to go into the stories first?
Let's just go through the stories first.
Okay. For sure. All right. So, first story: Tom Hardy, Universal Studios has acquired an untitled pitch from George Nolfi. Who is that? You know who that is? Oh, ripped from the headlines, fact-based drama about the Afghanistan evacuation with Channing Tatum and Tom Hardy attached. It's basically based on recently reported true stories. This one focuses on 3 former Special Forces team members who jumped back into the fray alongside their Afghan counterparts to rescue families and allies left behind. How soon is too soon for fact-based dramas? Do you think it will be good or propagandic like American Sniper? Yeah, this is definitely going to be propagandic for sure. As far as too soon, I mean, it's kind of based on what your morals are, and you know we know that Hollywood has no ethics, so they don't care.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's whatever. Nesta, did you watch Squid Game?
Yeah, I did.
What do you
watch
think
it.
of it?
It's okay. It's all right.
It's I very much enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's mid. I said it's cool, right?
Yeah.
But it has become a worldwide phenomenon. And they are basically saying that we are getting a season 2 because of course we are, because it was so popular.
Yeah.
Right. Also, fun fact, the lead actress in Squid Game, I follow her on Instagram because of course I do. But there was a post where The Weeknd shared a picture of her, and then she shared him sharing her photo, and then he shared her sharing his photo, sharing her photo.
Was this Inception?
Yes. Yes. Which makes me respect The Weeknd. Game recognized game. Anyways.
Wait, did you not respect The Weeknd?
For his music, not personally. Now I respect him personally. Also, anyways, on another news, the director of Squid Game, the director and writer, they were talking about the story with Alec Baldwin and kind of the shooting, the tragic shooting that happened on the set of the movie Rust. And he was basically talking about how we, of course, have a prop master, but also in Korea, we're not really a gun-owning country, so the only police can have and own a gun. He said, because of that, bullets are not really as easily as distributed as they are maybe here, so there's a very low possibility of any safety issues happening on set. And he said, in my life, I have never even seen a real bullet. I've only seen them in the movies. So just kind of a bit of perspective on America and how we view gun culture compared to other countries in the world, like South Korea, where Squid Game, a lot of people get shot in that show, and they never used real bullets. So maybe it's something that we should probably ascribe to here in America, where, you know, maybe not have real guns on the set of a movie. What are your thoughts on this, Nesto?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird, like just having any like real. I think it just. I'm not an expert in this stuff, so I don't know how it actually like works or whatever. But it's just weird. Like you would have live ammo or anything like it somewhere near the set, like or anything like that that would actually like make it dangerous, you know? Because, but I've seen like there's stories of like with The Crow and Brandon Lee. Oh yeah, I think it was Brandon Lee. Yeah, getting shot with like some same situation. I just think like there just needs to be more security and everything. I think it just like as you brought up, it's not really a thing in Korea because there's just this chance of like live ammo getting near them would never be a thing because it's not readily available. But in America, you can go straight to Walmart and buy ammo, so you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm actually also really sad that we didn't use this for the regular show because I think my headline was genius. It was next step is the calamari games. I think that's brilliant. I'm, one of you TV shows out there, y'all should hire me to write your headlines because I'm pretty good at them. Mikey doesn't think so, but whatever. All right.
damn it.
Next thing. Spider-Man. Square Enix has dropped the trailer for the Spider-Man DLC coming to the Avengers game, and it's finally happening in November. And you can enjoy this only if you have a PlayStation, because Spider-Man is PlayStation only. Now, the games with great power hero event will see the wall crawler join the rest of the Earth's mightiest heroes in a fight against evil criminal organization AIM and their army of robots and mechs. I mean, this is basically the Hail Mary. Nothing is going to save Marvel's The Avengers. That game was doomed to fail the moment that I saw that it was live service or
Did you guys
games
see
as
the
a service.
trailers?
What's that?
Did you see the trailers? Or for this one?
Yeah.
Dude, it looks so bad.
I mean, there's no like gameplay at all. It's just kind of like a story trailer, and I don't think people care about this game.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Spider-Man didn't move like Spider-Man in that trailer, the cinematic trailer. I was like, what is this? I was like, that does not make it enticing for me to play.
I forgot who I was watching. I think I was watching Kind of Funny, and what's his name? Timur. I forgot his last name, but this guy from he's like the editor at GameSpot. He was like, you see Spider-Man like do flips, but it's like, did you do a flip or did you really do that flip? Like, there's like jank to it where it looks like you're like if an overweight Spider-Man did a flip. So, yeah, nothing can save this game.
Yeah.
Really. All right. Anyways, let's move on. This is a Hello Mikey story.
Yeah.
David Fincher is releasing his video essay series called War on December 6th, and it is described as a collection of video essays celebrating cinema. The documentary series will see the likes of Tony Zhao and Taylor Ramos, best known for their work on Every Frame a Painting, tell personal stories about some of the most influential films in history. I'm assuming you're going to watch this, Mikey.
Yeah, it is a very, very me thing to watch, and especially that it's a series. I am hyped. But first, want to ignore Kania. He says I was playing through the first mission for Avengers, so I could unlock multiplayer to play with my friend. But after I played it, I was ready to put it down. Square Enix, it's time to move on to another game that features the blonde male lead.
To feature another, yes, I agree. Give me Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 now, ASAP. I want it now. Now. The Nesto knows I went in the rabbit hole on that game. Like I felt emotions playing that game, like strong emotions. I watched that Easy Allies video like more times than I feel comfortable telling you, and that's a 3.5 hour video.
Did you tear up as well? Yes, Gio most likely must have.
Oh, several times. I just wanted my pizza. All right, I just wanted my pizza. Don't shake your head, Nesto. I've threatened violence against this man for his opinions on certain characters in that game.
Jesse sucks. Okay.
I will cut you. Anyway. Hey, Kania, who's best girl? Rank them. Tifa, Aerith, and Jesse.
See.
Anyways.
Why do you have to rank them?
Going back to this Voir? I can't pronounce it.
It's like noir, but with the V.
Okay.
See? Perfect order right there. Perfect order.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I really like Jesse in this, but they're all great. Shut up, Nesto. Anyways, I'm excited for this too. I probably won't watch it.
I like how you
okay. Like, I'm excited. I probably won't watch it like immediately. It'll probably be something that I'll watch like when at downtime. But it's like I'll wait for Mikey to watch it and then be like, you should check this out. Basically, like I'm waiting for Mikey to tell me if it's worth watching.
And it's coming out next month. I am hyped.
All right, let's move on to the next story.
Jessie did her thing several times, and I got to live vicariously through her, so she can be second. So Tifa, Jesse, Aerith.
Yeah. Shut up, Nesto.
Okay, people have their opinions, even if they're wrong.
All right. Mikey, you want me to do the other topics too?
Oh, yes, please.
All right. So the Steam Deck is delayed because Gabe Newell basically came out and said that we at Valve are afraid of Nintendo and the almighty Switch. So we have decided to push back the Steam Deck for another 2 months because
Didn't
of
actually see
the
that.
basically. I saw it in a video, or saw it in a real video. Okay, the real thing, what they said is, we're sorry about this. We did our best to work around the global supply chain issues, but due to material shortages, components aren't reaching our manufacturing faculties in time for us to meet our initial launch dates. Essentially, because of the global supply chain, the chip shortage, and also, you know what? I'm just going to combine. I think there's another story that touches on this earlier, but Nintendo and Sony also have kind of pulled back on their estimates of how many units are going to ship. I think Nintendo by 1 million. I don't know how much for Sony, or I can't remember. But yeah, basically this chip shortage is just screwing everyone over, and no one can get the consoles that they want. Well, the three of us have a PS5, but I don't know about the rest of y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, cause you probably pre-ordered the day, like as soon as things went live, huh?
For PS5?
Yeah.
No, dude, like I swear, the way I got a PS5 was like it was like 12 at night. People were posting links, and I was like, if I get it, I get it, and I got it. It was not even me. Like it was a second afterthought. Like it was just not even thinking about it.
Oh, you know what's crazy? Like, I got a boy of mine, because when I told him I got the PS5, he's like, dude, I'm so jealous. I was looking for one. I was trying to get the pre-orders because, you know, Sony fumbled on the
Yeah, they did.
pre-order launch. You know where he ended up getting a PS5 from?
Where?
Kohl's.
What the fuck?
Why?
Right?
How? What?
Yeah, he got a PS5 from Kohl's. Because I guess the Kohl's in Vacaville, like in the area that we live, they got one like PS5 bundle. It was like a
What?
game, Miles Morales, and extra controller for basically like, I think it was like $600. So
Okay.
it was still a bit of an overpay, but still, like, you got a game and extra controller. So yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to the next. You listen to the Foo Fighters? That's
Yeah. Yeah, I love Foo Fighters.
All right, so the Foo Fighters have decided to give their fans goosebumps of the cinematic variety, because in February they're having a horror comedy movie called Studio 666 starring the band, hit theaters. The film will be directed by BJ McDonnell, who did 2019 Slayer: The Relentless Trilogy, and from a story written by Foo Fighters frontman David Grohl and a screenplay by Jeff Blur and Rebecca Hughes, Studio 666 is essentially the band going into an haunted studio where hijinks will ensue. Now, we don't have a trailer for this yet, but this kind of seems like it would be like some campy horror stuff, which I'm guessing there's an audience for that, and especially people who like the Foo Fighters. I only really like one Foo Fighters song, and that's because of a meme.
Best.
The best. The best. The best. The best.
How did I know?
If any of my friends from college are in the chat, I used to do that all the time during meetings. I would just go on for like 4 minutes. It's great.
Oh yeah,
It's great.
And when we hang out, I just hear him yell that. I'm like, the best, the best. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the worst to know in real life. Next story. We can finally play we can finally watch Twitch on the best console. It has been released for the Switch. So now we have Twitch on the Switch, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so you can watch us on your Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, now you can watch us on Switch. So the free app has the same core functionality as Twitch on other consoles, including on-demand videos. However, the Switch's nature might give it an edge. If you want to watch docked, you can put it on the largest screen possible, or if you want to watch it handheld, you can just pick it up and pretty much walk around with it. But there is a hitch on the Switch, as you might have predicted. This Twitch app is strictly for viewing. You can't natively broadcast your Metroid Dread section, or you certainly can't show your face when there's no selfie camera. So there is a hitch with this. With the what the?
There's a hitch with Twitch on the
Hitch
Switch.
Twitch. I thought I
God
just
damn.
I saw something moving around outside, and there was just a cat on my balcony.
Do you have a cat?
No, it's my neighbor's cats.
Yeah.
All right. So, I don't think you saw this story, Nesto. But let me ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
Do you like Monster Hunter?
Yes, I do like
Do
it.
you like hiking?
No, I hate hiking.
Do you like carrying around 18 pounds of gear?
No, this sounds terrible. Why would I do
All right.
that?
Monster Hunter fans planning to visit Universal Studios Japan in 2022 might want to start prepping their bodies for a serious workout. This is because the upcoming Monster Hunter VR attraction at Universal Studios Japan, titled Monster Hunter World Iceborne XR Walk, requires participants to lug around 8 kilograms of gear for 25 minutes. That's a lot.
What?
That is a lot.
Why?
It's almost half an hour.
That is a lot. In the attraction, players select one of the 5 weapons from the game: the great sword, longsword, hammer, switch axe, and heavy bowgun, and venture into a snowfield reproduced in 360 degrees in virtual reality. And from there, players can either simply explore, collecting items, going into caverns, climbing steel cliffs along the way, or track down and defeat Velkhana, a monster introduced in Iceborne. And cooperative play with up to 4 players is allowed, and players are said to be able to feel the roar of huge monsters, the surrounding wind pressure, and the impact of weapons in one's grip. So this is some super serious VR, but 18 pounds for 25 minutes? Ooh. Oh,
It sounds painful.
that sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have to wait until it comes out and see, like a YouTube review of how it is, or if it's worth it, because that sounds like a lot.
Yeah. That's what if you accidentally just like you're in VR and you just swing and hit someone with the sword or something? Like I'm just imagining. Like
Well, Mikey, didn't you do a VR thing kind of like this at Disneyland or downtown?
Yeah, right by Disneyland is called The Void, and it was like a VR thing where you wear like a whole backpack, and it's like you're pretty much playing laser tag, well, with the VR headset, and then they put you through rooms, and I feel like they're just like cardboard rooms or like just with walls, but in VR you look like you're immersed into like these rooms, and it's pretty dope. I would be down to play this when I go to Japan.
The Monster Hunter thing?
Yeah, would you be down?
Yeah,
Because we
I'll
are
probably
planning, or trying to go to Japan when they let us.
I'll probably end up like passing out after lugging around 18 extra pounds, because I got to start working out.
It's only half an hour.
Okay. Next story. Oh, it's the PS5 chip shortage. I kind of combined that with the last one. Also, I'm really proud of this headline too, because I'm sad we didn't get to use it. It said chip shortage. Go ask Frito-Lay. I'm clever. Like, someone needs to hire me. I feel like I can do so much for bigger companies. Like, I'm the most cleverest headline writer.
Cleaverous.
I'm the most clever. Yo, I got a friend. I don't think I've ever told you these stories, Nesto. My friend is an idiot, right? He's an illiterate idiot, because we always make fun of him, like, because one time
That's me.
someone said clever in the group chat, and he said cleaver, and we're like, you're a moron. We were playing Apples. No, is it Apples? No, we're playing King's Cup, and in King's Cup there's a card you pull where it's categories, and you got to go around, and everyone's got to, first person, whoever pulled the card says a category, and everyone goes around like saying something related to that category. And if you mess up or you say something that someone else said, you got to take a drink. So tell me why I pulled the card. My idiot friend is next to me, and I'm like, okay, the category is states. And this guy just dead ass just like sirloin.
Like a steak? Oh,
We're like,
steak.
what? He's like, yeah, sirloin steak. I said steaks, you idiot. Ugh. Ugh.
Sirloin's a steak, right?
What if he has like a hearing problem?
No, he's an idiot. Because he also came up to us one time and he said something along the lines of like, oh yeah, my friend, he told me he's got a house with 70 rooms.
Can you thought you said
And I was like,
steak?
you mean a hotel? He's like, no, a house. Like, how can a house have 70 rooms? You idiot. He's a moron. He's an absolute moron. Ugh. The guy's built differently. Anyways. Kania said, dang, I must be messed up because I really thought you said steak, man. Look, I'm gonna go judge
Maybe
you.
it's a
all
you
right?
thing.
No, it's not a me thing. Because everyone else heard it. Anyways. My friend's an idiot. He also pronounces Crystal Geyser Crystal Geezer. So it's not a me thing. He also
Okay.
said that there's a city kind of where we live called Natomas. He pronounces it Notamus. So I know it's not a me thing.
All right, you have convinced me that it's not a you thing.
Thank you. Anyways, what y'all doing today?
A baby shower.
Baby shower. What about you, Nesto?
I'm chilling. It's my day off, so chilling.
Nice. You
Um,
gonna stream later?
yeah, I might stream Quantum Break. Might play that. So
Quantum Break. That's one of the Remedy games, right?
yeah, yeah. It's their game I think after Alan Wake that they made. Um, it's only an Xbox exclusive and it's weird. It's like Quantum Theory.
You
things.
finished you have both of you finished Control? Or you haven't played it yet, right, Nesto?
Yeah, I haven't played it.
Mikey, you
Yo.
finished it or no?
Oh, well, I pretty much have. I just need to do like 2 hours of gameplay to get the platinum trophy.
'Cause I remember I was
So, yeah.
playing that game and I told you to play it, and you started playing it on stream and you like overlapped me like very fast.
It
I
was
was
a good
like,
game. I like it. I like it a lot. Even though I still don't know what's going on, or
I
I
kept
can't even tell you what
dying.
the plot is.
I kept
But it's
dying
fun.
too much, so I gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that good at shooty games. Or I'm not good at all.
Did you just drink that
Yeah.
whole Arnold Palmer like during the show?
Not all of it yet.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
might as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I need sustenance after that. I was like, oh wait, I'm gonna go. My friend, one of our mutual friends, me and Mikey's mutual friends, hit me up and was like, you want to get dim sum? I'm like, hell yeah, I love dim sum. Let's do it.
Nice. Probably gonna get a Big Mac after this.
Ooh,
Mm.
Big Mac.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still far from last night.
You're still full?
Pretty much, yeah.
We had a lot. We had a Friendsgiving at my house, and we had like ham, turkey, stuffing, loaded baked potato,
It was good.
mashed potatoes that no one ate because everyone made fun of me because I made
Yeah,
it.
because when you brought it out, you were like, "Yo, is that mashed potatoes or is that soup?" And he was like, "Yes."
What?
So
What?
so I
What?
made. So I was making the mashed potatoes because I love mashed potatoes, but I wasn't gonna like make them. So I got the instant stuff.
The powder
And so
bullshit.
when I was making it, everyone was like yelling at me about for a bunch of stuff that got me like, not well, frazzled is the word, but like I was very like, like that. That's how I felt. And so I was making it, and I forgot that you have to boil the water with the butter in it first, and then put it in the potato flakes. But I put the water in first, and then flustered. Yes, that's the word. Thank you. And so I put the water in first, and then my friend Colleen was like, "Gigi, what are you doing?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "You gotta boil it first, or else the butter won't melt in the potato flakes." And I was like, "Oh, you're right." Like, whoop. But then it came out a little watery, but not too much. It's still edible, you know. What? And now I have a big tub of mashed potatoes like this big at the house. So
Potatoes. Soupy potatoes.
I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat. I have a lot of. Actually, why am I even going out to eat with Julian? I have hella food here.
Because you like dim sum.
That's true. I do love dim sum. Ah,
But you have hella food.
oh, yeah. That'll probably be my lunch at work throughout the week.
There you go.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right.
All right,
I
so
think.
What?
Go on.
since we didn't have we really haven't had a post show in like 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
Nesto, did you do anything for Halloween?
Me or Nesto?
I didn't do
Yeah,
shit.
Nesto.
I didn't do shit. I saw you guys doing stuff, but I didn't do anything.
Oh man, we should have. Our Halloween, we were excited for it, and it was still a good time. But like, yeah,
Like,
it was.
there was
it
like
didn't-
2 routes where we could have gone on each day, and we chose like
the worst route.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, cause like we went out to a bar crawl in Sacramento, which it did sound fun, and I did have fun still, but just the crowd out in Sacramento during that night was not the
kinda lame.
best. And we ended up going to a part of Sacramento called Old Sac, which is really dry and boring, and we should have stayed at Tiger Bar. Yeah, we picked the wrong bars to go to, basically.
Old Sac
And-
was dry and boring.
Old Sac, dry and boring.
And I got
Yes.
drunk on like the second or third bar out of like 8 bars. And then I
Yeah.
lost my phone. But Gio, because I guess I left my phone at a bar, and then it was like, all right, let's go to the next bar. I'm like, all right, let's go. And then we left the bar. I was like, wait, I don't have my ID. Oh, he's with my phone. Let me grab it. Oh wait, it's not in my pocket. I was like, oh god, where's my phone? I was like, oh, it's back in the bar. And so I tried to go back in the bar, and then the dude at the door was like, ID. I was like, dude, I was just here.
Oh,
ID's
shit.
inside. He's like, I need to see it. I'm like, I can't show it to you because I don't have it. And then I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to get my phone or ID. But then Gio went in and got it.
Yep. And here's the thing, because my other friend Anthony, he went with Mikey to go find his phone, and basically Anthony went to the bar and asked if they saw a phone, and he went and asked the bartender, and the bartender, they only care about. Well, okay, I don't want to generalize, but that bartender seemed like he only cared about making money. Like next customer. He didn't have time to look for a phone, so he said, "No, I didn't see anything." He probably didn't even check. When I went up, I actually went to the bar back. So the bar back is basically the one helping the bartender, and they're not so focused on the customers to where I asked, "Have you seen a phone?" and she was able to find it. So props to that bar back. That bartender, you can go F yourself because you're a jackass. Yeah.
Pretty much. So that was our
Pretty much.
Saturday. The day before
Right.
Halloween. And the day of Halloween, we went to kind of a concert. It was more like a dance event with Kehlani. She was a headliner. She only performed like 4 songs, though. But it was still cool.
Oh.
Yeah. And me and Mikey were thinking about it. We should have been out, because we should have gone to the outside stage during the first couple of DJs, because then we would have been able to mingle with people
Mhm.
and have them see our costumes. We got a lot of compliments.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was funny because me and Gio kind of like just stuck by each other the whole night because it was super crowded. It was like almost. It was pretty much shoulder to shoulder crowded because yeah. And then every time I was leading through the crowd, and then I'm in front of Gio, it'd be like, oh snap, yo Powerline, and then every time Gio was leading through the crowd as Kirby, they're like, oh snap, it's Kirby. But it became an issue when we had to go get drinks for our friends,
Yeah.
who are literally in the
Oh,
dead center of the dance floor. And then we went to the bar, and then so we're holding drinks for our friends, and then we see where we have to go, and it's like a sea of people, and it's going to be a trip. And then so Gio was leading. He's like, man, I don't want to go through these people, and I was like, let me through, because they'll let me through because I'm Powerline, and it worked because there was like, excuse me, going through, and they're like, who is like touching me, and it's like, oh snap, yo Powerline, go ahead, and then right after me, he's like, "Oh snap, man, it's Kirby," and so people were happy to let us through. It was dope.
Yeah, it's still a pain in the ass though.
Yeah, and it was super hot.
There was a. It's funny because one of our other friends was there, and he was basically started talking to this girl that was like kind of next to us, and he was talking to her the whole bar or the whole time, like. She's basically the reason we went to go get drinks because like, can you get me a drink for me and her? And he's trying to talk to her, and by the end of the night, she was like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend," and I was just laughing because my friend, I'm mad at him right now because he flaked on me because of a girl. So I hope something like that happens again. So fuck you, Bobby. If you're listening, I hate you.
God damn.
Yeah,
I like Bobby. He's chill.
yeah. I'm mad at him right now, like really mad. So if I see him, I'll probably punch him.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
why you're not going to be able to host next week, right? Because you're supposed to go somewhere with him, and
But we
then
were supposed to go to LA to go to a concert. We're gonna watch Young Bay, Macross 8299. They're like a bunch of DJs. They do like future funk music, which is like basically picture electro times like 80s and 70s Japanese pop music, which is like that's my jam. That's my vibe, my
Kania knows
aesthetic,
them.
right?
Yeah.
So, what'd you say?
I said Kania knows them.
Oh,
What you
really?
just said.
Hey, that's what's up. But yeah, I was supposed to go to the concert with Bobby, but Bobby is being a flake because he's like, I'm going to a friend's giving at Sarah's with I forgot that girl's name, and she's the love of my life. Like, I hope
He just put his
she
business out like
drops
that.
you. I hope she drops you for another guy just like the last time. And when that happens, when you come crawling back to me, I'm gonna put my foot on your neck. So
You like to step
that's
on
how I
people?
feel. Sometimes.
Okay.
That's how I feel. Don't come crying to me. Exactly. It's exactly how I feel, Kania. Anyways, last week was also a pretty interesting week. Like we went wine tasting, which was
I
cool.
actually streamed most of that, surprisingly.
Yeah, Mikey was able. You were like at part by the end of the night. You were like at part 12.
What? Oh yeah.
So
No, I think there's over 15 episodes that I would put it because I can't do a long continuous stream or else my phone would get super hot. So that's why they're all like 30, 45 minutes each.
yeah,
I
we
kept getting the notifications, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
what are they doing?
Send
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, we went wine tasting, which was pretty nice. Like the area was cool. It was wine tasting is a thing that you do not really for like the wine. I mean, I don't really like wine. I guess some people do, but it's
I
$46
just went because
for
all my friends were going. I was like, all right,
it was like
I'll go.
$46 for six cups of wine, and not
Yeah.
even full cups.
Damn.
Kind of an overrated activity in my opinion, but
Yeah.
it was fun when we did it.
Yeah, and then we ended up going to the Oxbow, which is like this food market in Napa, where they have a bunch of different like food places, and it's expensive. It's very expensive. Like my friend Julian and Matt Henry, our friend Matt Henry,
Mhm.
we split 24. We bought 24 oysters, $80. $80 for 24 oysters, and that was a lot.
We did the math on
You
that.
you could do the you could go to the Asian market and get a bag of oysters for like $30. So, yeah. Also, like, how much was that pizza you bought, Mikey?
I don't remember, but that was the first thing I ate, and I was like, I don't care how much. I just want food. I think it was
Yeah,
like
we were
16, maybe $18. So I probably paid like
yeah
$20 because
tax and tip. And
that's what we
stuff.
do in
Yeah.
America.
America. Yeah, I mean the food was. I mean the pizza they got. There was like this like weird like sausage on it, but it just tasted like ground beef, and it like made the texture of the pizza taste really dry. Like,
Yeah, they pretty much just put like taco meat on the pizza,
Yeah,
and like
It
that's
did
your
not.
meat
It did not
pizza.
taste
I'm
good.
like, this is what you get in Napa. I hate Napa.
Like the prosciutto was good on the pizza. The prosciutto was good. The other like sausage crumble thing is not good. And like I ordered some chicken wings from the place I got to, and like there's a thing where like certain foods like chicken wings don't get too like fancy or cute with it, and it was just this weird like chili flavor that I did not enjoy at all. It was not good. Like you know it was bad when I don't finish it because even if I don't like something, I'll usually finish it and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Could
like
not do it.
when I'm out eating with Gio, I'm like, damn, I can't finish my food. It's like, Gio, do you want this? He's like, oh hell yeah.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, and then after that, we our friend Julian, the comedian, he had a comedy set, and it was I enjoyed the show. Like the first half was just okay comedy, but the second half was pretty funny. And I was thinking about streaming it, but then I know some comedians who are pretty much like content creators are like, I don't want to broadcast their material out
Yeah.
before like they're ready for like their own night or special or something. I don't know, but yeah. But then I did stream after that where we went to two bars, no three. We did three.
Yeah. Well, before that, actually, I do want to mention this. So the comedians at the end started making jokes about cops, and I could tell you like I want to say like maybe like 40 to 50% of the people in there were probably law enforcement. So
Yeah,
Fuck.
because it's Napa, yeah, Napa's got not a great reputation as far as race relations. Let's just say that. So
Yep. Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
I'm over Napa. Oh, context: me and Gio worked in the service industry, basically Napa for like over 5 years. So like, I'm just totally over Napa culture in general.
As far as the people, the places, yeah. I mean, yeah. Anyways, we also went.
And that attitude kind of worked against me later in the night, which we'll get there.
Well, we ended up we went to a bar called Bilko's, and the reason why I like going to that bar, nothing special about it, but they have this beer called Fruly. It tastes like a strawberry soda. Like if you ever get a chance to try this beer, yo, it's the one. I love that beer. It's like I'm not really a beer guy. I'm a soda sugary guy. That beer is like my thing. I love it. But then when we were walking out looking for our friends, like we walked out of the bar and it's just me and Mikey. And I'm like, hey, where'd Eric and Julian go? And this drunk ass dude just
Oh my
he's
God.
in front of me. And he's like, what'd you say?
He turned around like, what'd you say?
What'd you say? I was like, where are my friends?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I thought you said, who the fuck are you? I was like, nah, man, you have a good night. He's like, and then he was like, y'all be careful for El Cucuy.
And El Cucuy. I was like, that's the nickname of a MMA fighter, Tony Ferguson. Yeah, I am afraid of that guy.
I was like, this.
But then Gio responded like, I'm more afraid of like the police or something like that, right?
Yeah, and the dude was like, you just gotta knock him out. It's like, all right, dude. Like, I would love to see you. I would love to see you attempt to swing on a police officer and see what happens. Like, you are a big Mexican cat in Napa. Like, it ain't gonna end well for you, idiot. Whatever.
And he was super drunk when he was.
And like, if we really did have to fight this guy, like, that dude looked like he was gonna tip over at a push. So, whatever.
Yeah.
What a twat. Anyways, and then we ended up going. We tried to go to another bar called Cadet, but it's too packed, and we couldn't basically sit anywhere.
You really wanted to stay there, though.
I wanted to stay there too.
No, you really want to stay there, but all of us were like, "It's hella crowded." Like, let's do it. Like, no,
crowded, but it was crowded with a subset of human species that made me want to stay.
Humans.
There were girls there. I wanted to stay.
Subset. Holy shit.
Anyways, so we ended up going to this other bar called the Ox and the Fox, which was chill. They were playing good music. They had good beer on tap, so we were just chilling there. And then there was this drunk old dude who kept talking to our friend Julian and our friend Eric, and he kept shaking Eric's hand, which made Eric uncomfortable. And then he
Yeah,
asked,
and went to the bathroom to wash his hands, and then the dude returned to shake his hand again.
the
Okay.
old dude basically he said he's like a Marine. He said he introduced himself by saying my name's Ace. I was a Marine in Vietnam, and then he asked our friend Eric if he could buy him a beer, and he does just so he'll leave him alone. And the old dude walks to the bathroom. I don't know how he does this. He opens the door with a glass in each
Double
hand, and he has
fisted.
a champagne flute. He has a champagne flute and a beer glass, and he's like going like this.
While going to the
Like,
bathroom, he's backing up into the bathroom door. It's like, yeah, I'm going to the bathroom.
and then
Like,
he's there for like 20 minutes.
yeah, and like some of us, I had to go. I was like, man, like I don't want to like. We're gonna have to report on this dude eventually. And Julian was like, all right, in 10 minutes, I'm going to tell the bartender. And then like at 8 minutes, the dude came out.
He was more than likely doing drugs in there. Like, no way he wasn't. Because when we were leaving, I'm skipping the story a little bit, but when we were leaving, it's funny, because me and Mikey were outside with Eric, and Julian's still talking to people inside, and we're like, we want to get out of here before that dude comes talking to us. And we see him walking out the door. I hear Mikey like saying like, I'm out of here, and I see him walking. I'm like, right behind you, and we just keep walking. And then Eric tells us later, is like, that dude came out and kept talking to me and said like, what did he say? Like LSD and cocaine? LSD and cocaine? LSD and cocaine? And then
Remember that.
he just walked the other way because we weren't there. Like
Yeah.
Eric told us about it.
But yeah, no,
But yeah.
and then, but during the whole time we were at that bar, there was this girl sitting at the bar, kept staring at me, and like she was like, and I could sense her staring, and I was like, man, I'm not like, at this point it's like already like what 11:30 at night, and then
Yeah.
I did the show with you, and then within like 20 minutes, I hung out with you in real life, and then spent the next 12 hours with you drinking, wine tasting, and just being out and about. And so like at that point at the night, I was like, I'm kind of over it. I kind of want to go home. I didn't want to go to that third bar, and then we go to the third bar, and then there's a girl looking at me. I was like, oh, dude, not right now. Like I am not in the mood. And it's just like, and like,
Yo,
and I
she
was
was staring
you meet
at Mikey
eyes.
like
Yeah, like you meet
hard.
eyes, and I'm like, hey,
Yo, he probably shut down her confidence by a lot.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because I remember, because I walked up to her and I tried to talk to her, and she was giving me like, polite answers. I was like, no, like she was talking to Mike. He was staring at Mikey.
yeah, but I was just like, it was our third bar, and now it's like what 4 beers again, drinking again, and I was like, and then barely, I only had one meal. It was that when we ate that wherever we ate, and then yeah, felt bad, but we should go there again tomorrow, since that
Tomorrow.
was the time that we went last
Yeah.
week.
No, we went on a not on a Sunday. We went on a Friday. But we got to go on a Friday.
Oh dang, that was just
Ain't
oh shit. Oh, well.
The ox and the fox.
But yeah,
Well,
no, that was I
the
probably
bar
should have
was
just
chill though.
yeah, it's probably just talked to her, but I was just so over the day at that point. Actually, after the comedy club, I was like, I didn't really want to go out to the bars, but like Gio was like, "All right, guys, let's hit up the bars." I'm like, I was like, I can't. Just my ride. I was like, all right, I'll go.
If I'm out and about, if we're out and about, and if you're more of a what's the word I'm looking for? And what's the word where you don't like going outside? If you're an introvert, and if you're friends with me, and we're out and about, you're gonna have a bad time if I'm the one driving, because I will drag you out places.
Yep, he's like, we're going there. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going there too, because I had no autonomy over my own body that night.
We're going out until like fucking 4 a.m. That's what it's like when you're with me.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that's why.
And so we're probably gonna all three of us probably gonna have some IRL streams in January, February, right?
Yeah, we're going to Vegas in February.
February, okay. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we're going
yeah,
to Level Up Expo.
which
Yeah.
I still need to buy my tickets for. I'll do it.
Nice.
I'll do it next check. And we should probably coordinate. You haven't picked a place, right? Like a hotel yet, right?
Are you talking to me?
No, well, I know you haven't, but Nesto, you have you?
No, I haven't. I don't think anybody on that trip has,
Okay.
honestly.
We'll probably have to just coordinate probably ASAP because it's
Mhm.
gonna come up sooner than later. Probably
Yeah.
try to. I'm so mad that Nesto, you have cheap flights to Vegas. They're like $45, and mine are like 120.
Yep. Right over. Cheap.
Bull. Bull.
I kind of want to just
The
drive there.
bull.
It's only 10
Ugh.
hours.
I can't do a drive. I have to. Well, I think for me also because I think I'm gonna take that Monday off of work,
Mhm.
and then I'm probably gonna like fly back that day.
Mm.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's pretty much it for our weekends or for my yeah.
yeah.
You gonna hit up the cosplay bar out there?
Boy,
I am down. Yes. Wait, what are you going to be, Gio? Kirby.
I am going to wear my Kazuya cosplay at every con I go to, in searching for a Chizuru.
Oh my god,
Wait,
this man.
What's that and who's that?
It's the lead main character or the male character from Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey,
Which-
you're that, and
You're
I'm
Chizuru. I'm
this
Kazuya.
person. We should take a picture. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your IG? Oh, cool.
I'll tag you in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll go as Steve until I find my clouds. This can you?
oh my
I'll go
god.
as my one half of Daft Punk until I find my other half with the gold helmet. Oh wait, I could have shown you something. Hold up, for show and tell. But hold on.
Did you get your other helmet yet?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Don't hate on me, Nesto.
I'm gonna hate on you. I'm gonna be there.
You know, I had that
Yeah, it's
black
true.
and red Daft Punk mask. Well, now I have a smiley face one.
What?
Ooh. Okay.
But yeah,
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I'll be cosplaying this at cons and stuff.
That's what's up.
Exciting, but it's hella small, so I'm gonna do some like DIY work to make it fit my head because I have a huge brain.
Yeah.
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 All right, so that's pretty much it for me for the post show. Do you have something else you want to talk about?
I don't have anything to add to this. I mean, we're gonna be gone for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna get in touch with a couple people that we want to that have expressed interest into being co-hosts. But I think that idea of having like a large group stream, I think that sounds fun because I think like honestly it could be chaotic and I love chaos. It'd be fun. Like one of my favorite streams is we talked about this early in the show, but I love One Piece. And like there's a thing called the Reverie that the One Piece YouTuber community is like 12 of them or maybe even more where they go on these like they're like 10-hour streams just talking about One Piece. And I love it. I'm not saying we're going to go for 10 hours, but I love the chaos of having so many people in one group. Like it sounds fun. Probably include me like yelling randomly.
Yeah, we'll probably have that happen probably next year. And fun fact, it's gonna be 2 more months, and we've been doing this for a whole year.
Nice.
Crazy. I didn't even think
Easy.
that's pretty consistent. I didn't realize. I was like, let's just do something on the weekends, bored, and then we're almost at a year now. Pretty dope.
Yeah. I think we only missed like one show.
No, we missed a few. We missed a few.
We missed
maybe
one
not
for
more
Savannah's
than
wedding.
4.
We missed Savannah's wedding, and then there was one wedding where I had to go somewhere, and then one wedding one weekend you had to go. So we missed like 3, which And then the holidays, we're probably gonna take Christmas off too, and
Yeah, probably want to do 2 episodes in December because gonna take Christmas weekend off, maybe New Year's weekend. Hold on, let me look at the calendar.
yeah, I'm looking at it right now. December. So Christmas is on a Saturday, so we're for sure taking that weekend off, and then
Yeah.
that means New Year's Day is also. Yeah, we're gonna take
Yeah.
those 2 weeks off.
So we'll have 3 episodes.
3 episodes.
When we come back, and we'll make sure
Actually-
they are super fire packed with dope guests.
Actually, we'll probably have just 2 because I'm going on a cabin retreat in December.
Oh, must be nice.
It whiz, but well, we'll see. And then we'll probably miss one in February because we're going to Vegas, and is that it? Is that all
We
have
should do a IRL 1v1 show. That'd be interesting. I don't know how that would work, but I'll figure something out. But yeah. So
We should. You know what we should do? Actually, if we ever got big or we ever got like an abundance of money, we should have go to a if we got big, I think this would be a fun idea, right? Let's have a panel, but it's me in a dunk tank just insulting people. I think it would be great.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that'd be
Just me
bet.
talking shit.
that'd be pretty easy to do.
I've been to the gaming conventions and I've done like 3 or 4 panels now by now. So yeah.
The trouble would be getting a dunk tank and transporting it because those I heard are not
Yeah.
light.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I think
Yeah.
the trick is to move them without the water.
We'd have to do it outside. Well, I wonder if we could do hey, can we get the spot outside where we can put a dunk tank? Because no way, no hotel or convention center is gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna let you transport this gallon of water inside.
Yeah.
God damn.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that'll be next year. Well, if any, maybe I don't know. But we'll definitely have an IRL 1v1 show next year, and then yeah, we'll have 2 more episodes to close out the year, and we will return 2 weeks after that, and in 2022. So,
Yeah.
fun times ahead. So, G, you want to close this out?
Yeah, for sure. All right, so this has been the post show. All of you, basically, thank you for tuning in. Thank you once again, Nesto. Please check out his channel if you can put it on the command. Thank you very much. Like always, want to tell everyone who tunes in, Kania, Nice Samantha, Zombie Bait. Thank you for being consistent viewers and watchers and chatting with us, and it's always a good time. And like always, like I said, check out our socials, check out BTG Plays, and we will be back in 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
2. Wait, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Yes, 3.
So, like always, this has been your boy, Gio Huey Flo, alongside my regular co-host,
Mikey.
and my guest co-host,
That's dope.
telling y'all to stay thriving, stay fighting, and stay surviving. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
See ya.
Later.
See you in 3 weeks.